Previously on Back of the Bus.
Do you think that the Party Next Door Drake album drops in close proximity to how do you think it will perform in comparison to that?
I don't know if it's going to get as promoted as The Weeknd's album because there's not a label behind Drake anymore.
Here's what we had going on last week on Dubs and Nails.
I went to sleep. Both AD and LeBron were fucking Lakers. It doesn't make sense for me from either team's perspective. I don't know why they found themselves to be strange bedfellows in this trade. I don't get it.
Still not doing your homework, I see. Well, I'll catch you up here. Here's last week's takes on Behind the Cape.
We've got game shows. We're already doing live TV. What stops us from airing the novelas in the middle of the day? What stops us from putting Young and the Restless, going and negotiating those contracts off of these local networks and putting it on Netflix from 1 to 3 every day of the week? Damn, Blockbuster, you should have just bought Netflix, bro.
Facts.
You should have just bought Netflix, bro.
Previously on Back of the Bus.
Do you think that the Party Next Door Drake album drops in close proximity to how do you think it will perform in comparison to that?
I don't know if it's going to get as promoted as The Weeknd's album because there's not a label behind Drake anymore.
Here's what we had going on last week on Dubs and Nails.
I went to sleep. Both AD and LeBron were fucking Lakers. It doesn't make sense for me from either team's perspective. I don't know why they found themselves to be strange bedfellows in this trade. I don't get it.
Still not doing your homework, I see. Well, I'll catch you up here. Here's last week's takes on Behind the Cape.
We've got game shows. We're already doing live TV. What stops us from airing the novelas in the middle of the day? What stops us from putting Young and the Restless, going and negotiating those contracts off of these local networks and putting it on Netflix from 1 to 3 every day of the week? Damn, Blockbuster, you should have just bought Netflix, bro.
Facts.
You should have just bought Netflix, bro.
You nigga.
Yo, talk to the people or you just gonna sing Kendrick Lamar?
Sing Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, are you?
A ye nigga couldn't try me in a tri-state, but he passed.
Wait and see Kendrick Lamar
Yeah,
when
dilated.
he comes out for the Super Bowl.
But his pants sound eyes dilated. I got the money and the power. It's hydrated. I feel good. Get the fuck out of my face. Don't got no taste. Walked in, walk out with the hey. Man, don't let me know what to play.
I got
What
so
the
much to
fuck?
talk
I
about.
got hits. I got trucks. I got new paper cuts.
Oh, okay.
Double back like a deluxe.
That's crazy. Anyway,
Playing money trees. I'm playing.
let's see. Per mind, Europe, 2 black men about to make history. That's us. I don't know who Patton Dodd
Appreciate
is.
y'all.
It's us.
Thank you. I love that type of energy into the chat early.
Then Marcus
Two
Vaughn
black
was
men
good.
making history. Absolutely.
He's talking about us for sure.
Yeah.
What up, Professor Film fan Cameron Taylor? I think is a new name in the chat. So shout out to you. What up? DeMarcus Vaughn asked a question on our last video, the Big Back Rapper video. Yes, I called it the Big Back Rapper.
The biggest
video.
back. The final back.
Would y'all rather be the Super Bowl MVP or league MVP of the NFL? I think I gotta say Super Bowl MVP.
Super Bowl MVP, definitely.
I mean, because that
hurts me to
insinuates-
say because some of my favorite players won league MVP,
Gross.
but didn't win Super Bowl MVP. But if I had to choose, I'd say Super Bowl MVP for sure. Because once again, there are 2 individuals who have ever in football won a Heisman Trophy and a Super Bowl
you were
MVP.
going there, and I don't like it.
And a Super Bowl MVP.
The point
And
is,
both of them come from Michigan.
the point is,
Shout out to Desmond Howard.
gross.
Shout out to Charles Woodson.
Shout out to Charles Woodson.
And Desmond Howard.
Shout out to Charles Woodson. Anyway, the reason is because Super Bowl MVP means you won the Super Bowl.
And you were the best player in said Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Like Desmond Howard
facts.
in the
facts.
1999 Super Bowl.
Per mind said Josh funny. No, I ain't funny about nothing. You said 2 black men about to make history. You were talking about
Yeah.
us. Simple. Pop said, "What up, my people?"
What up? What
Got
up?
that grill loaded up. Cameron Taylor said he has been here before. Okay, my fault.
What up, Cam?
What up though?
Let
What
him
up
know.
though?
Let him know.
Yeah, let
Spare your
me know.
squad,
Shit,
homie.
I don't. Sometimes I don't be knowing.
Yeah, you don't know shit.
Mo Fly said, "What to do, Josh and Marcus? Go Eagles."
It's
I'm
good.
so torn between Chiefs and Eagles. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't watch NFL anymore, just like this guy. But I'm torn. I'm torn.
If I had to pick, neither one on my team, but I'm gonna go with Jalen Hurts.
I am going with.
with
I
Jalen
want to go with
Hurts.
the Eagles because they have I believe they have Paris Campbell on their team, and so they have a Buckeye. But then I also want to go Chiefs because my brother's a Chiefs fan.
No, go with the Eagles. They got Brandon Graham, who's still in the league, by the way. Man, what great advertisement for D line development.
Gross.
Brandon Graham. Look at that.
Gross.
Still, Brandon Graham was playing college football when I was in middle school. So this lets you know how long that man been.
Perfect timing. Rod joins the chat talking about some Go Blue.
Yes, sir.
Saying riding the bench. That man could win a Super Bowl ring. So riding the bench or not, he's gonna have a ring.
As long as he helps Brandon Graham get some more jewelry, then I'll allow it.
Yikes!
I'll allow it.
Perp says black man 3-peating. I'm with that. Yeah, we 3-peating.
Let's get a black man his first ring. You know what I'm saying? Let's get a black man his first ring.
Why did Canelo punk out to fighting Crawford?
So yeah, I'm so confused on what happened with Crawford. I thought he cut the fight with somebody to fight Crawford, then canceled the Crawford fight to fight with Paul, then canceled the Paul fight to fight somebody else. Now is that what's going on?
I have no idea. I mean, that seems to be what it is.
Cancel Crawford fight to fight with Paul, cancel Paul fight to fight with someone else.
I think somebody said that Canelo didn't want the Logan or Jake Paul fight.
Yeah,
to
why
be
would
his,
he? Why would that even
his
be
most
a thing?
important fight or whatever?
Yeah, fuck no, I wouldn't do that either. I wouldn't even entertain that fight. I'm not going into it with any stipulations about how I beat you up. It's not going to be a thing.
What's the paycheck?
No, don't care.
Sell out.
Sell out, why
Canelo.
does he? Why do we? Anyways, it is what it is. But
he's not black, so I can say sell out.
The Canelo Bud Crawford fight. Come on, that's the matchup of the century right there, dog. You talking about two of the most dominant fighters of our generation, right there.
Like a little late for Canelo, but still, I want to see it.
I mean, who escaped him other than Triple G? Who escaped Canelo other than Triple G? So if that's not what we're doing, if we're not going to get another Canelo Triple, which probably not going to do that, then let's go ahead and get that Bud Crawford action going. That kind of hurts, man, because now he's fighting some guy I don't even know.
Yeah. Chillmonger said, remember to wipe that lens.
Yeah, already done.
It looks better. It does look better. And then finally, Ora said, are the Jake Paul, Logan Paul fights even real fights? Is the check real?
No, they're not.
Is the check real?
I wouldn't have wanted to see Canelo go out like that. I mean, you kind of understand it from Tyson's standpoint. He's not actually fighting competitively anymore. Canelo is. So why? why would we even need to do that?
Jake Paul signing checks.
Canelo making upwards of $50 million a fight already, fighting competitively, like fighting with the other guy on the other side, trying to beat you. So like, I don't understand why he would need to sell himself to make a check. You gonna pay me $100 million to take a fall? I don't think you're gonna do that. So then, what would really entice him to do that?
That's what boxing is nowadays. It's taking a check.
Ain't nobody paying $100 million to take an L or to give out an L. I guess you cutting into your own purse. You gonna pay what? You just going for notoriety and popularity at that point? $100 million worth of it.
Depends on what you get back.
Okay. Yes.
Also, salute to Clarissa Shields for that asking she gave last week.
Yes, she did.
Still fine while doing it.
She got that Papoose energy in her. She's rejuvenated. She on the back nine of her career, setting up family time.
Kicking in them Tims, nigga.
Don't you bring your ass over here, Remy. Give you that 1 2.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna knock out your boyfriend's other tooth.
All right.
Finish what Papoose started.
Yo. Anyway, behind the cape. Let's go there. Let's go there. Let's see what we got to talk about first. Should we talk about Nate Moore and him basically saying, "Don't believe everything you see online."
Hey y'all.
That T'Challa recast. I don't know nothing about that.
We
I don't know nothing about that.
We'll get through this part. That's crazy. We'll get through this part very, very quickly. I don't care. If it isn't happening, because this also did come with some back and forth with Jeff Snyder, where he did kind of relent to it being most likely the son of T'Challa and not actually T'Challa that he got his scoop about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool on all of it, y'all. Like, just look at the landscape. Look at what we got. Obviously, calling for T'Challa to get back into the MCU. That's going however it's going. They're trying to tell you that a son is an adequate replacement for his father, and can actually just become him, right? And applying enough dissonance to it that they're trying to compel people to believe that that's something honorable. You got Monica Rambeau, that it seems like, and this could just be speculation on my side, but that because the woman got pregnant, that she's just X'd out of the future of the MCU altogether for some reason. They stuck her in some other universe with the X-Men, and
she's on maternity
she's
leave.
just sitting there. Yeah, she's just on maternity leave. And if that's what she wants at this time, then cool. I couldn't make it make sense in my head that she wants to fall completely out of people's consciousness like they've allowed it to happen since her last appearance, or in between her last appearance in WandaVision. I couldn't imagine that that's what was pitched to her or what she wanted to happen, even in spite of her bringing, new life into the world. But that's what we got as a result of it. You got Rhodey, Don Cheadle, War Machine, whose project has long been canceled, and now they're just getting to a point where they're actually acknowledging that it's been canceled, right? Just kind of adding insult to injury on top of Don Cheadle's legacy at Marvel.
They announced that it's been canceled.
The official word is that it's slowing down. Josh,
okay, yeah, I see that.
How does a movie that was announced almost 3 years ago now, that we've got no updates on whatsoever, that Don Cheadle hasn't even been able to provide any information on, what the fuck is slowing down?
Yeah,
what is that?
It's
what does that mean?
To a halt.
That shit has been canceled for a long time now, and now they're just acknowledging it so that people will stop asking about it.
That's fair.
Okay. And that's how they treat Don Cheadle. Let's look, obviously, at what's going to happen with Anthony Mackie and Brave New World, right? We've seen Anthony Mackie with all the black media outlets now, a week before the movie comes out. Now we digging in, we answering tough questions, we're saying shit that's controversial, we doing black media. A week before the movie comes out.
It's good,
right?
But it's not enough.
It's not enough. You know what I'm saying? It enrages me that they will be able to claim that they leaned on black media there in the leading up into the film, as if that was their plan, as if that was their marketing strategy. The marketing strategy has been Hawks. Red Hawks, Green Hawks, Cousin Hawks, Hawk love interests, Hawk enemies.
Yeah.
Hawk plot lines that were unfinished from 2005 or 3 or whenever that movie came out with Edward Norton. That's been the marketing. Harrison Ford. That's the marketing strategy.
Yeah, Harrison Ford and Giancarlo Esposito.
So where do y'all look at this landscape? Monica Rambeau, Rhodey, Falcon, Captain America, Black Panther, Blade, which is also in purgatory.
Done for.
Where do y'all see anything that they're showing you that they give a damn about you? That they care about your dollar, that they care about how you're represented at the company, that they give a shit about bringing you into the greater normie audience. Yeah. They don't care.
They give me Ironheart.
So I don't care. Don't give a shit. I really, Ironheart's about to hop into the consciousness of people as a criminal and a sadist.
They're going to give me Aurora Monroe.
Congratulations. We got another black woman in the MCU, and she just happens to be a devil worshiper and a criminal. Great.
Or she just makes a deal with the devil, but either way.
Semantics.
Yeah.
Semantics.
Sure.
right? Because we all know that Mephisto has this long drawn out history with Riri Williams, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
something that we needed to make a thing. I am beyond any type of okay, let's see it what they do, let's wait, let's try to push them towards it. It's clear enough that there is a complete disregard for any growth in that area, right? So why continue to feed interest, to feed your viewership towards it, to promote it to you by talking about it continuously? There are other things out there. There are other things to talk about. Talk about this a little bit on Fancy. I mean, there are other products to go after and to kind of hold off our anticipation and our wanting for. Supercell season 2, Alex Cross season 2, right? We got Children of Blood and Bone that'll be here in the next couple of years. Sinners is coming out this fall. I mean, this spring with Ryan Coogler.
Power coming out.
There are other projects to turn your attention to. There are other creators who are trying to serve you in a real way. There are other studios that are allowing those creators to serve you in a real way and not just serve you trauma porn or stereotypes or tropes and trying to tell you that it's honorable or that it's but it's shot beautifully so that we all have to bow down and treat people like they're the gods of cinema, right? There are people who aren't trying to feed you shit and call it ice cream. So I'm gonna go over there. Y'all tell me when it improves where y'all still at, if you so choose to stay. And I'm talking to my audience members, I'm talking to the squad homies, I'm talking to our fellow YouTubers. Y'all go ahead and continue to wait on the sun to shine on y'all way down over there. Because they've decided that they don't need us as an audience. They don't do this to other audiences. In fact, they go the complete opposite direction for other groups, for other discernible groups within their fan base. They go out of their way to please. They have shaped an entire saga of their production plan around bringing in other demographics, other segments of the audience to try and grow it. They have told you that you've grown enough, that what you've provided to them as an audience base, that you've done enough. We tapped the market there. And what we will survive on now is temporary representation, hot potato with mantles, right? Now we don't even have Falcon. Falcon is now somebody else's turn at representation. Now Falcon is added to the assembly line of quota matching and box checking. What once was an African American historical hero is now a position to be held by some other POC whenever they see fit.
Not a POC.
That's what they call it, right? A representation slot to be filled as we move along the Marvel timeline. I'm jumping off. Enjoy the ride. Let me know how it is.
DeMarcus Vaughn sent us $5 and said, I'm rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs for bragging rights. I'm a Commanders fan. Let's go Chiefs. Thanks for the shout out.
Appreciate the $5. Marcus Vaughn.
Tony Robinson in here. What up? What up? Did y'all see Blade and Black Widow in the new? Why can't I see that?
Blade and the new Black Widow.
No, it says, did y'all see Blade and Black Widow in the new JPW?
What is JPW?
Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah. I did see the Jurassic Park.
Oh, because is Mahershala in the new Jurassic Park?
Yep,
I didn't see
he's
that.
in it. Scarlett Johansson's in it. It looks good.
I enjoyed the last series of Jurassic Park films with your boy, not Pine. What's the Pratt? With Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. I didn't like Dominion. I thought Dominion was crap. But the rest of them were pretty
good. The one where
good.
Chris Pratt was like teaching the little young dinosaurs, and then
those are raptors.
It's been a while since I've seen any of the Jurassic Parks. So.
Yep, that's the one.
That is the one.
They should just bring back Edward Norton. They're not even pretending anymore. Speaking of Monica Rambeau, Marvel pretty much replaced her with her mother Maria and took her father completely out of the picture.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even just that they're not promoting the characters. It's not even that they're not trying to bring you new characters, which both of those things are true.
they are inherently changing the story of some of these characters to eliminate their parents, to eliminate their family structures, or to change them in some other intrinsic way, to eliminate storylines that directly feed into characteristics of the character. We could talk about Sunspot, which I hold Bo DeMaio responsible for, since that was his self-insert. We could talk about Aurora Monroe. We could talk about, just like you said, Monica Rambeau. Where the hell was her father? We could talk about, who else did they do that to? That had a father storyline. It's seeming like that's going to happen for Ironheart, right? Either that or it's already have happened. Like the story around her father and his passing has already happened by the time the show starts, because we have no evidence that she even has a dad. If you're looking at the previews of the show, it's like, why? Hell, look at Sam's nephews. Where they daddy at? Where's their father? But it's supposed to be cute because, you know, we're shipping a relationship between Sam's sister and Bucky. That's not cute. It's not cute.
He the pappy now.
He didn't even like Bucky a year ago. Now he about to start smacking his sister. He's stepdaddy to his uncle, to his nephews. What is this? Why can't they already be a whole family when we're introduced to them? Like the Langs. Like you're introducing the Richards. Right? Those families and those nuclear structures are intact, and they are what America believes is a standard family for white America. Somehow we get fed this dribble of stuff when we're talking about non-white families, and it's like, why does it have to be that decidedly different? It only gets that way is if you're doing it purposefully, or if you have a natural built-up dissonance towards it. You don't care. You don't see the inequalities, or it doesn't really matter to you to find them.
Urban Guru said all the women, including POC women, had scenes with their fathers in the MCU except the black women, which is crazy because of what happened with Miss Marvel's dad in real life.
See, I was really trying to give it that, like I said, non-white, but in my head I'm like, damn, Kamala Khan and her daddy is a diddler.
In real life,
allegedly.
Crazy.
Not only did they give Kamala, not only did they give what is the girl's name? Her character, not Kamala Khan. What is her actual name? Her actual name?
Iman Vellani.
Oh shit! No, damn, I got it. Iman Vellani's a real name. Kamala Khan is the character.
Yeah.
They gave her dad, and her dad got shit going on.
Yeah.
He right? Still did. Would have been the easiest thing in the world to eliminate the story plot line for that. He got an appearance in the fucking movie.
Yep.
So I'm saying, how overt does it have to be? How to the right does it actually have to be, or to the left does it actually have to be, before you be like, you know what? I don't think they really care if I go and spend $1 over there, so I'm gonna go spend it where they care. I'm gonna go put it where they appreciate it. All right, and I'm not saying it's greener pastures everywhere. I'm not saying it's better, at other conglomerates. What I'm saying is that somebody's got to at least put in the effort to draw you in, right? Like, you can't just walk into some stuff that's already set up not to be sold to you and be like, well, I'm gonna just deal with it. That is not how sales work. That ain't how it works. You don't walk into somewhere with an idea of purchasing and saying, somebody can just appease me. Oh, someone can just adequately meet my needs. I'm not doing that shit anymore. Okay, I'm not of low intelligence, and not to say anybody who is staying at Disney is. That wasn't the point of that. I'm just saying I'm not just going to eat this shit mindlessly anymore and pretend that it's not flagrantly,
insulting.
Just what it is.
All right. Let's talk about the canceled Pharrell musical. We had talked about this some weeks ago, and Pharrell was working on a musical with, is it Michelle Gondry? Mm-hmm. That was supposed to star Haley Bailey and a few other people. I think Missy Elliott was supposed to be in it.
Yep.
Yep.
And so unfortunately, even though it was in the post-production process, canceled it.
That's nuts. So an entirely shot film, honestly. So, and everybody's been paid too. This story is just very weird.
It's strange. So it was already feeling like, you know, Pharrell Williams was getting his payoff from Universal for all the work he put in with the Despicable Me franchise and the Grinch. All those projects have been exceedingly popular, along with the soundtracks and the musical scores that he's composed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the Lego movie that he had going on and this musical about his life for the payoff. Like, all right, you know, we go ahead, we'll do these. That the fact that this film is never going to see the light of day. This isn't a situation where, you know, Universal doesn't want it anymore and they'll sell it to somebody else. This is a situation where they've paid for the movie. All the actors and people who worked on the movie have been paid for their time and work. But this movie is never going to be seen because they didn't finish editing it. It's going to be wiped. Like, it's done. We will never see it. They shot an entire movie that will just live in the ether, I guess. Something happened beyond, oh, we just decided that we couldn't put it out. Horse shit. You were in the editing phase of this film. Everybody got their checks. There's zero shot that y'all just was watching this and was like, it's unreleasable. Something happened, yo.
Is it because the Lego movie didn't do all that great?
I don't know. I have no clue. But I feel very strongly about this. There's more to this story. I don't know when we'll get it out. I don't know if we ever will get it out, but there's something else that's going on here. This is weird.
Well, first of all, I didn't even realize the Lego movie had already come out. First of all. Second of all, $8 million domestically after 2 weeks is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Now, granted, it had a $16 million budget. So that's the other thing. Is like, you're not even really giving him a budget. So, like,
I think this one was like 80 though.
80?
This film was like 80 million.
Okay, well then maybe this one could have did better, especially with the star-studded cast.
I mean, I was surely excited about it. But again, it seems like the struggles were internal. It doesn't sound like it came from the studio because the studio paid for everything. If there was some sort of conflict with the studio, they'd be talking, oh, we need a tax break. We're not going to pay you this bonus. We're not going to pay you this salary. They're trying to nickel and dime because they're trying to get money back.
Mm-hmm.
No, they paid to make this shit go away. So it feels like something was bad. Was the movie absolutely atrocious? Was there some scandal on set that they wanted to end quietly? Was there some sort of parting of the marriage between Universal and Pharrell? What is the deal? Did the boy put in a call to Universal? Like, I'll drop this lawsuit if y'all, cut ties with Mr. Williams. We making backroom deals with Lucien. What's going on? Put my tinfoil hat on. Because something else happened here.
Yeah.
Definitely. Something else happened.
Something. I don't know what it was, but I feel like this was much more promising than the Lego movie. But again, they didn't promote the Lego movie. So whatever it was, it probably happened back then. And they're still like, all right, whatever.
Very weird occurrence. Don't really see that happen like that.
For sure.
All right. It's Warner Brothers behavior.
Who will Gru be tonight? That's the question. Who will Gru be tonight? That's the question. Bow, 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 bow. I know you heard the rumors. No one coming to you right on time.
What is the song?
The Despicable Me song that I just told you he composed the score for Despicable Me. It's crazy, y'all. Nigga don't know Pharrell did Despicable Me. I'll tell you what, I don't know if I'm gonna be watching no more Despicable Me's or Minions if we don't have that funky musical tune by Pharrell Williams.
Nah, bro, you still gonna get that?
Maybe.
They ain't stupid.
We'll see.
They just didn't want to put out that musical.
Okay.
All right. Disney Plus lost 700,000 subscribers in Q1. It is still Q1.
Don't say Q1 like
it was January.
Like we worked into the fiscal quarter a sizable amount. It's February, dog. They lost 700,000 subscribers
in
January, in a month, in 30 days. Okay, it's because, I mean, you can put a lot of factors to that. They're not really serving their audiences. What they are serving their audiences is trash. Nobody's watching it. There was nothing new in the month of January, I don't think.
No.
Nothing anybody was really clamoring for, at least.
No Marvel or Star Wars.
Yeah, so yeah, down almost 1 million subs sounds about right.
That's crazy.
I okay. I mean, seems like they're on the highway to hell to me, but
meanwhile, Netflix is out here making Little House on the
making
Prairie
big
roots.
moves. Yeah, making big moves.
Crazy.
I don't see how you could bolster numbers like that and then still take some of the hardline stances on their IPs that they do. I don't see how you could take some of the losses that they've taken over the last couple of years. Damn, a quarter. What has it been? What do the last 5 years looked like for Disney fiscally? I would love to see a chart of that. And the leadership stay intact so seamlessly. Like who's getting booted? All the DEI hires.
Of course.
You know, they fired someone in Lucasfilm. They fired a black woman in Lucasfilm like 2 weeks ago because she was part of the DEI initiative.
Yep.
So never mind. Never mind. Anyways, yeah, no, that's terrible. It's absolutely freaking awful. And I would be looking to do anything I could to, turn that around, especially if I knew that I had a stinker coming up with Captain America. You know, that movie is tracking they have the official range from 86 million to 105 million. First of all, the difference between 86 million and 105 million is night and day. So the fact that they're giving you that wide of a range is telling you they're trying to hide their true feelings about the movie.
Right.
If you make 105 the first weekend, it's okay. All right. It's not probably not going to be number one, but maybe you'll make it to the finish line. You'll make a profit. 86. And then you get the standard 50-60% drop after the first weekend. There's nowhere to go after that.
Yeah.
105, okay, you still got a little bit of wiggle room. There's a chance for the word of mouth to hold it consistent for a week or two at 100. There's no consistent at 86. There's you haven't even made your budget back after the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's not really telling me much about the film. They're trying to hide what the movie is actually tracking for. It's probably somewhere in the middle, but not far off that 86. I'd say maybe around 90-ish.
For sure. Perp said, I'm surprised it ain't more. 700,000 is low.
For a loss, that's huge.
I think he meant like.
I'm saying he expect him to lose more. Okay,
yeah. Okay. Luke Skywalker is coming to Galaxy Edge.
I'm confused. I'm very confused. Disney had a hotel 2023. It closed in 2023. They had a hotel where you can go stay there and have a Star Wars voyage. Right? Now, it was way too expensive. And that was for the first problem. But the idea is that while you're there on your stay, you'd have a Star Wars voyage. So you'd go on you'd have some sort of saga to play out at the different amenities and attractions in the hotel, right? You even sleep in a Star Cruiser. But the problem is that they based the amenities and the events and stuff off of the prequel saga or the sequel saga, the Rey stuff. So instead of R2D2, it's BB-8 and all of the other shit, right? All the mixes and matches.
Okay.
So obviously that shit went on belly under. They didn't book it. Nobody wanted to do the shit.
Original Star Wars.
It was terrible. So now they're going to Galaxy's Edge, which is the Star Wars park in Disney, and you're bringing back Luke. So you had this $1 billion investment over here, this new thing that you're trying to get up and running. But it's like, fuck Luke Skywalker. Like, he doesn't come over here. We don't need that guy. No Obi-Wans, no Darth Vaders.
No Darth Vader.
Get that shit out of here.
We don't need none of that.
We're getting the damn. We're getting like Luke Skywalker and Galaxy's Edge now after you closed
The Star Wars hotel? First thing it tells me is that it feels a little bit too late, only if there's a change in leadership coming. Is this the first signal that the writing of the ship is happening at Lucasfilm, at least? I couldn't imagine that Kathleen Kennedy was very excited about making Luke Skywalker an attraction at Galaxy's Edge, because again, she's been at the forefront of the anti Luke Skywalker campaign at Lucasfilm as long as it's been there. So I couldn't imagine that was something that made her very happy. And then also they try to match product with ongoing IP. So what does this mean for Star Wars?
Yeah.
As far as official announcements go, this is much better than what I'm currently getting at Marvel. So had to mention it.
Right. DeMarcus Vaughn, we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about that in W's and L's, talking about the Drake album.
Okay.
Ora said, did you see that Disney Plus changed their terms of service so that no subscription can avoid ads, essentially?
What? So even the non-subscription under the non-ad subscriptions can't avoid ads?
That's what he said.
So what, you just gonna get like, only one ad per?
Probably.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
All right.
Well, but they're hurting. They need all the ad revenue they can get off of this thing because they're hemorrhaging subscribers.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Looks like we got a first look at Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Fam, this shit looks eerily similar to Avatar, like actual Aang Airbender Avatar. They look like air nomads. I don't know if that was intentional. I don't know if this was an original design, but when they got to the point of the air tribes, they had to have been thinking, all right, we've always kind of run congruently with the cartoon in terms of name and title. Like the similarities between us have been very, very vague. This almost is putting it at a 1-to-1. You got the Earth tribe that we started the series with. You got the Water tribe that he went to in the second book. Now we on to the Air tribe, the Air nomads, and they look exactly like Aang and them's people.
Mm-hmm.
All right, James Cameron, this is starting to get a little bit hacky. It's starting to get a little bit hacky. You was giving them quotes before about breaking the mold every time and all that other shit.
This is him making major changes.
This
major
is giving
risks.
stolen. This is giving co-opted.
You have to take major risks so that you're
the major risk of co-opting someone else's story.
Yeah, to make it better.
Okay, because we're also getting the Fire Nation.
Yeah,
dog. Is this nigga copying Avatar: Last Airbender like to a T?
No, what's that? What even is that?
Okay,
this is Avatar.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Okay. The Flash game was scrapped. Why do I feel like there was another game that was scrapped recently?
Constantine. There was a Constantine game as well. So they were working on two Flash games. Two games at Warner Brothers. The Flash game got canceled after the movie bombed, which is obviously.
Sure.
Constantine video game. Can we get a TV show, a mini series, a movie?
No,
like a Constantine 2 with Keanu Reeves first before we start talking about a video game.
Can we get a John Wick video game? That
shit would be heat. That should be heat. You know what that remind me of? Do you remember the video game for the Matrix that came out around the time of the Matrix Reloaded?
At the time, that game was sweet.
That shit was so hard. That game
was sweet. So hard. Looking back at that, I seen it like a year or two ago. That shit was trash.
Was it? Looking at it now,
mean now. Yeah, graphics wise, because it looked so ahead of its time.
At the time.
But now you look at it, it's like, what the fuck was I playing? But to be fair, it was still at the time.
I'll probably pop that joint in right now.
It was fire.
But I still play NCAA on PlayStation 3, so that's me.
Yeah, we gotta get you into the.
I'm still playing Mario Kart.
Mario Kart is Mario Kart. You can play the oldest Mario Kart.
Okay. What's the difference between PlayStation old consoles and Nintendo old consoles?
That's a good question. Well, all of them are like PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2.
Like if you play old Nintendo consoles, it's culturally acceptable. If you play
No.
old Sony consoles, it's like,
No,
you're
I think
broke,
you can
aren't
get
you?
away with PlayStation 1. or two-
Brokey.
PlayStation 1 or 2. But then after that, it's
What the
like
hell's wrong with the PlayStation 3?
everything.
So it's valid if you're playing PlayStation 1 or 2. It's
Yeah.
invalid if you're playing 3.
Only
These are
because we was
completely
on
arbitrary rules.
we was on 360 back then.
The 360 is the worst game system ever known to man.
No, eventually it would become that.
The 360
if you got
was
the
the
red ring.
worst game system known to man.
We was on 360, bro.
Who is we?
Everybody.
No, dog.
Everybody who was
No,
outside
no,
was on
dog.
360, bro.
Yeah, okay.
We was playing Call of Duty on 360. You feel me?
That's that Bill Gates brainwashing. He made y'all think
Well,
everybody.
no,
was on
because we on
360.
PS5 now, and we all mad because the PSN went out for a whole 24 hours.
Biggest gaming network in the world. Happens from time to time.
It should not be happening.
It shouldn't happen ever.
It should never.
A network
happen.
should never fail.
Not for 24 hours.
Okay, I don't know what you expect.
Perp says 360 was dope. Stop the cap, Marcus.
Blouse, boy, it was catching cancer. Everybody's game system caught cancer.
Mine didn't.
There's nothing dope about that.
I never caught it.
There's
red ring.
nothing dope
Ever.
about about cancer spreading across all your friends' game systems.
I never caught a red
Was
ring.
never a thing with Sony systems.
That's cap. Stop the cap, Marcus.
You must have liked it. You must have been a Halo fan, and that's okay if
No.
you really liked Halo.
Call of Duty.
You know
out
what I'm
here.
saying? Call of Duty was on PlayStation as well.
Sure, but it wasn't.
It was
It
on
wasn't as
PlayStation
good.
as well.
You
It was
had to
actually
be
one of the first
in
games
those-
that was split.
You had to be in those
split
Black Ops lobbies on 360.
Fam, nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit.
That's
Nobody gives a
everybody.
shit.
Everybody was
Because
there.
if you can't play the game, then you weren't there.
You wasn't
then you weren't there.
outside if you didn't have a 360 on those Black Ops.
Blouse.
You wasn't
Blouse.
outside, bro.
First of all, again, this is literally Bill Gates brainwashing because he's
No,
trying to
because we on
convince you.
PS5 now.
He's trying to convince you that the 360 was ever more popular than any of the Sony consoles that it was bookending. The PlayStation 2 or
Oh,
the
no, no,
PlayStation
no.
3. The
Oh, we-
Xbox came out.
I think we're about the same as far as
no.
popularity.
Hold on. PlayStation 1, Xbox. Then it was PlayStation 2, Xbox 360. Then
No,
it was PlayStation 3.
PlayStation 2 and Xbox. And it was PlayStation
The
3 and Xbox
360
360.
came out just before the PlayStation 3 because they were mixed generationally. We had the first gen PlayStation, the square rectangle box
The
when you
gray
had to
one.
pop the tab open. Yeah, right.
There wasn't a Microsoft.
Then you had the slim version of that PlayStation, right? When we got the PlayStation 2, that's when we had already had the Xbox. By the time we got the PlayStation 2, we already had an Xbox. It was the big fat black thing that nobody
Right.
was really fucking with anyway.
Yeah, nobody was fucking with that.
Then they revamped it. We had the Xbox 360. That was before the PlayStation 3. The first gen Xbox 360 came out before the first gen of PlayStation 3.
All right, hold on. First Xbox 2001. Okay. So then I guess that might read. I think PlayStation 2 was around then. No, the PlayStation 2 came out first, but
That's
it was
what
still.
I just said.
Did you?
PlayStation 2 came out before the Xbox.
I thought you
Or, I
said-
mean, sorry,
I thought
before
you
the
said the
360,
slim
before
version
the
of
360.
the PlayStation 1 came out.
Before the PS2,
1 or 2? PlayStation 1 or 2?
slim version, PlayStation 1
This
The
is
little
saying
small one, the
PlayStation
little white
2.
came out before the slim version 1.
No,
There's no way.
No. PlayStation 2 came out before the Xbox. For the Xbox One.
Damn, so then it was really far down the line.
Yeah.
They were really far. I thought they were at least in between the 1 and the 2. I didn't know they were after the 1 and 2. So we had PlayStation 1, PlayStation Slim, PlayStation 2. Then we had the
Xbox.
regular ugly ass box ass
Yeah, the ugly
Xbox.
ass, terrible Xbox. Yeah.
Okay. So then you had that. Then we
There
had
was
PlayStation 3.
with the
Then you have
360.
Xbox 360.
Yeah.
We're already 4 generations ahead of you. From that standpoint alone,
No, the Slim don't count.
how does the Slim don't count?
Because every generation had a Slim. Every PlayStation had a Slim.
No.
It's like a
Slim, the first Slim, the PlayStation 1 Slim was the first one that you had an internal hard drive in.
it's like the iPhone and the iPhone S.
No, it changes the game from going to memory sticks to no memory sticks. Changes the game. Completely changed the game. The PlayStation 1 had those fat ass memory sticks that you're playing and play your
So did the
games.
PlayStation 2.
No, it didn't.
Yeah,
It had an internal hard drive.
Or it had a memory card.
The PlayStation
2 had memory cards. PlayStation 2 had memory cards. I remember. Here, I'll show you.
We are in a rabbit hole.
We are. No, because the PlayStation 1 had the gray ones,
Had the gray
and then
ones,
the
right.
PlayStation 2 had the black ones. Or if you got them from like GameStop, you probably got one of the fake ones that were like
But the slim
different
version didn't
colors.
have it at all. The hard drive was internal, so why would they have gone back to
Yeah, see, PlayStation
cards?
2 memory card.
I don't even recall. Yeah,
You don't remember these?
I
I feel like I've seen a million of these at your house.
no, you probably have. I'm just not putting it together right now.
I guess. Anyway, rabbit hole. Let's see.
At the
PlayStation
end
2
of this,
did have
Sony
memory
reigns
cards.
supreme.
Well, Sony reigns supreme now. Besides PlayStation Network, Jesus Christ, that pissed me off.
Oh,
so
Rob,
much.
PS2 definitely had memory cards because I played NCAA 14 on that hoe. I had all my players on there and the names in there. Okay, all right. So then we didn't get to internal hard drive then until PS3. I swear to God, there were no memory cards to that slim version. To the PS1 slim version, you didn't have a port for it. It was like this big.
It would have been where the controller was. Well, that's where they always were. It'd be right above the controller port.
Dog, there was no space. The thing was like this. Let me see. Yeah, pull up a picture of it.
The Sony Slim?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was smaller, but I feel like it still went in that same place. One Slim. Oh, shit, this is shopping. I don't want to buy one. Thanks, Amazon. Sony PlayStation
Where did this even start?
1. I don't know.
I don't even know what the original question is.
Constantine. Oh, the Matrix.
Oh, okay.
Okay, images. Yeah, it's right above the controller port.
Yeah.
Because that's where it always was. For at least the first two, the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2.
We was fucking y'all up, and we still had memory card slots. Y'all came into the game without that bullshit. Still.
Who's
Fans
y'all?
blowing out in the original black box. Then the systems catching
Who is
cancer.
y'all?
You were an
I
Xbox
have-
guy. You forsake.
No, I'm not.
You
an Xbox
forsake
guy. I only had
Sony
2 Xboxes.
for Xbox.
I had 3 PlayStations
You had
and 2 Xboxes.
you didn't have the black box? You didn't have the original Xbox?
No.
No.
I had a 360 because it was bought for me as a graduation gift. And then I bought the Xbox One.
That's unfortunate.
See, I'm not loyal to either one. Whichever
Loyal to
one's
the
better.
soil on Sony's side, at least on the game side. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they're doing with their movies.
Or their
I
network.
remember trying to do the flip the game on the memory card and use it be a 24-hour challenge. Wait.
Or trying to flip a game without a memory card.
Yeah, no, I've done that. Just throwing that out there. Crash Bandicoot definitely did that with that game. For sure.
Oh, I see what I was saying. Run through the entire game in 24 hours without the memory card, so you can't save. I got you. Got you. OG Xbox was actually the first console to have built-in hard drive. Damn. Okay, perp. Why was it so trash then?
Because they were trying to figure it out with the first generation, and they perfected it with the 360.
So then the PlayStation was just the most effective one, the first one that was actually effective.
No.
That's what I'm hearing.
Nope.
Unless you're trying to convince me that the first gen Xbox was more effective than the PlayStation 3.
The first generation was
Matter of
more
fact,
effective.
so then did the PlayStation 2 Slim also have memory card slots?
I think. I'm pretty sure.
So then, yeah, that would have been the first internal hard drive system for Sony would have been the fatback PS3.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're telling me that the first gen Xbox ran better than the PlayStation 3?
The first generation Xbox, no.
No, but okay, so then
The first generation Xbox was trash.
Internal hard drive system was PlayStation 3.
The first generation Xbox I would put against the PlayStation 2.
You know what? It's all coming back to me now because PlayStation 3 is when we started PlayStation Network. That's when we had all of the internal computer system and all of that still in there. Okay. Yeah. We actually had a software running. There was an operating system to it for the first time at PlayStation 3.
Well, it was like an internet browser.
Matter of fact, I really want to get off of this so we can finish this. But PSP may have even, was it PSP first and PS3? I don't remember.
PSP was somewhere in there.
I feel
PSP,
like the operating software came from PSP.
PSP was before, it was around PlayStation 3, I think. I think.
All right, let's finish out behind the cape.
PSP was ahead of its time, though.
It was ahead of its time. If they dropped PSP now, that's so crazy that they had the PSP and now kids playing Switch like crazy
Right.
because Sony was already there.
Yeah.
They were already there. I still have my PSP.
They need to do another PSP so I can play college football on the go. Anyway, poster for the first Gundam movie.
Yeah, it was just the little shot over the moon or shot over the planet thing. But I'm not really into kaiju, but I am into Gundam, so I'm gonna give this a chance. I'm actually give this a shot. But like the kaiju stuff doesn't really affect, other than like Godzilla and Kong, and even that has picked up recently more because of my son. He likes it. I don't really go crazy for the kaiju stuff, but I am a big Gundam fan, so we'll see how that goes.
That's fair. DeWanda Wise will star in Tommy Oliver's Killer Bee.
So I'm happy for DeWanda, right? I'm happy that she got a leading role. I do think that kind of signals that she's out of the running for Storm, because you don't usually take a role like that if you've got Storm lined up or if you're still on the call sheet for Storm.
Yeah.
Right? You want to leave that lane open, as a priority. But which is cool. We'll still get to see her in a leading role in Hollywood for an action star. So definitely be engaged when we start getting early looks and teasers for that.
I don't know much about Killer Bee, but I mean, from what I'm seeing, everything looks kind of cool. I'd be down for it. Black owned, I think.
Yep.
Okay. Megan 2.0. Megan becomes a hero.
Hold on, time out before we get to Megan.
Do you consider anime kaiju to be like the movie kaiju? So like when I think kaiju, I'm thinking Pacific Rim. I don't think Attack on Titan. I love Attack on Titan.
I guess technically a Titan could be kaiju,
but I'm thinking like, okay, so excuse me, live action kaiju stuff.
Yeah,
not anime, because I like Gundam, obviously. So I'm watching Gundam, but I'm not running to go see Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim looks stupid to me.
Mm-hmm.
Right with Megan.
She is supposedly going to become a hero in this next movie, in this sequel, because they're going to be using some of her technology to create some sort of weapon that they got to stop.
So whatever AI is running around there killing people now, y'all about to wake Megan up to go kill it.
That's such a great idea. Let's wake up the AI robot that we barely survived last time to kill the one that we can't beat now and expect it to just go in a hole when we're done with it. So I guess we're already set up, primed and ready for Megan 3, which is, I guess good movie math. The first Megan actually outdid expectations for me, though, as a viewer and how it performed at the box office. So I'm looking for a good follow-up, man. I've got a decent amount of expectations on this movie.
Perp said you ain't watch Attack on Titan. The fuck?
Yeah, I did. That's why I brought that up, because like, I don't. I guess it's Titan, so it technically is kaiju's, but it's cartoons as well as animation. It's anime versus watching it in live action. There's very little that kind of translates for me from the animation of it all to live action when it comes to 1,000-foot monsters. Outside of Godzilla, and that's this kind of niche for me. Like the rest of it all ultimately ends up looking weak. We talking about it in the Superman trailer, right? The Superman trailer kaiju looks awful. Looks fucking terrible to me.
Facts.
Now that could just be for my lack of affinity for kaijus, or it could just actually look bad. But hope that was a good enough explanation.
They want to know if Shawn Michaels is a better wrestler than Hulk Hogan.
Up and down.
For me, absolutely.
Like before the racist stuff, even before the racist stuff.
But we also weren't of the Hulk Hogan era.
I saw some good eras of Hulk Hogan. I was there for the early 2000s Hollywood Hogan. I was there for the NWL Hogan. I saw some decent versions of Hulk Hogan. Was I there for the original 80s version? Nah, but Shawn Michaels had a better move set for me.
Facts.
His finishers were better.
Yeah, I mean you can't break I don't know why I keep saying you can't break it. You can't beat the
Sweet Chin Music, Heartbreak Hotel from the top rope. I think Hogan kind of he represents a begotten age of America where like everything was macho and long blonde hair and handlebar mustaches and Harleys and beer in the middle of the day. It was just, that's what America was at the point
I'm gonna
in time.
fight Ric Flair on Baywatch.
Right. It's just that type of shit. I don't think that's reality for a lot of people anymore. In fact, he's effectively changed his persona for an entire generation of wrestling fans because of his racism. So, I don't even think a lot of that old Hollywood Hogan from the 80s reputation even still is valid today because of who he is more recently.
Even Hollywood Hulk Hogan wasn't. First of all, the Hollywood Hulk Hogan thing was a ripoff of DX. Was it not when he was NWO? That whole thing was a ripoff of DX.
They were competing companies at that point, though. NWO was WCW.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. It was a ripoff of what they were already doing with DX.
I mean, it's branding. Wrestling is a parody sport.
And at that point, it was also older wrestlers who were trying to be this New World Order where this was Shawn Michaels and Triple H at their height.
X-Pac,
X-Pac, Road Dogg, all of them.
Agree. I mean, definitely if I had to choose, I'm taking D-Generation X over NWO, but again, it's closer to my generation. If you were watching wrestling at that time and you were 40 years old, you were probably an NWO fan.
NWO came out before DX? I don't think that's right. That's not right, is it?
He called him a ripoff, not me.
I feel like I just saw in the McMahon.
I do
Netflix
think that they
thing.
were around the same time though, because they were on competing networks.
I don't know. I can't remember now. Anyway, wrestling talk. Jimmy Neutron sequel.
Dog. So
first of all, why is it taking so long?
So long. Like I always thought, why didn't they have a Jimmy Neutron 2? But I was like 12, like not 30, not 32. So it feels a little late. I don't think kids today know who the hell Jimmy Neutron is.
He wasn't. I mean, as much as we like Jimmy Neutron, it wasn't like he was a huge part of at least our.
I feel like a reboot is more appropriate.
I would agree.
A reboot is more appropriate. I don't feel like a sequel is really needed. Like, am I gonna go bust down the door and go see? No, I'm gonna wait until it come on TV.
Oh, you know what? Maybe that's cap. Jimmy Neutron's around the same time as the Fairly Odd Parents, so yeah.
No, Jimmy's cool. He's definitely was a cartoon I'll name off. I'm just saying, if you're a sequel, tells me that you're talking directly to us, which I'm not watching. Giving you $14 to go see Jimmy Neutron. Yeah. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, no, never mind. All right, that's everything.
Let's read some of the chats here.
Jimmy Neutron is only used for memes now. Well, I mean, SpongeBob is killing Jimmy Neutron in the meme department. So
kaijus are big monsters, right? But like, is it kaiju if it's animation? For all intents and purposes, is Gundam the anime? I guess yes. If you're just saying the monsters within it are huge, then yeah, I guess it's technically kaiju. So then I like anime kaiju. I don't like live action kaiju.
A black Jimmy Neutron is overdue. Okay, yeah, no, I'd do a black Jimmy Neutron. That'd be dope. Okay, so if NWO did come before DX, then that just means to me that WCW didn't do NWO as well as WWE did DX. At least in my eyes, like DX was. Come on, bro. We was all around school going suck it. Like we all did that.
Fatal J on when I'm on. I'm an Attack on Titan fan. They not kaiju. They 30-foot tall zombies that can run fast. That's what I'm on. But I also, you look at someone like the Elder Titan, you look at something like the Colossal Titan. How is that not a kaiju? This just is what it is.
Jimmy Neutron is not touching Dexter's Lab, though. That's a fact. That's a fact. NWO was bigger than WWF at the time, bro. All I know is that around my way, at the very least, we was all saying "suck it, suck it." We was all doing that. I don't remember doing anything from NWO. Not to say that we didn't care about NWO. It just wasn't.
Oh yeah, it wasn't Sting bigger in NWO.
Sting was pretty big.
Sting was big.
Sting was big.
Michaels is in charge of teaching wrestling. He wins. Damn, for real? Oh, he's an instructor. That's dope.
For women, isn't he?
He has a much better move set than Hulk Hogan, so that makes sense to me. Like that, he would actually be teaching people how to wrestle in the ring. Jimmy Neutron is only used for memes now, but the kids know who he is. You know, NWO did come before DX.
I was not saying for life in Sweet from NWO.
A black Jimmy Neutron? You're not race swapping Jimmy Neutron. Don't get them riled up.
I'm with it.
Don't get them riled up. NWO did come out before DX. Everybody on your back, bro. It's NWO first.
All right. How old are y'all? Let's go there. Let's go there. Because like it wasn't a thing. Like I will say that I know that the WCW shit was big, and I know that at times even WCW was bigger. I'm saying specifically NWO and DX. DX was bigger around my way. At least to us, we thought that was the most badass shit ever.
I will agree, but I never fully turned to WCW. Mostly my attention on WCW came when the invasion happened. Like that was the biggest WCW moment for me when Eric Bischoff and them started combining the companies.
Yeah.
That was huge. But like kind of before then, I didn't really see a reason to split it. You know what I'm saying? Even when they got Hulk Hogan.
There it is. 38, 40, 41. Y'all are a little bit older than me. So like,
so they probably followed the saga of Hogan leaving WWE
and Hogan
WCW.
Going over there and becoming heel was huge to them. Mm-hmm. That wasn't like my introduction in real time to Hulk Hogan was when he was WCW. Like I knew about the other shit, but I didn't see that myself. So like that didn't mean anything to me.
The Rock was still wrestling at that time. I ain't had no reason to worry about WCW.
You know? But anyway, let me change.
Then you had ECW. Oh no, man. ECW was nuts.
Right. It was like the
ECW was nuts.
The unrated, uncut.
I still remember when the night they brought ECW back, and they were kind of doing a thing with WWE, and Stone Cold was over there, and I forgot who he wrestled. But nigga, that was the craziest wrestling match I've ever seen in my life. They was just doing shit, throwing nails, chairs, tables. It was the craziest shit I have ever seen in my life.
Super hardcore shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I remember
ECW was raw.
Yeah, facts. All right. Let's see. Vince McMahon copied DX off of NWO. I mean, if that's how it happened, then I get it. But
we're not doing age discrimination in here.
Nah, no age discrimination, but it makes sense now. Like now I understand why y'all feel the way y'all do and I feel the way I do.
ECW One Night Stand. Shout out to Chillmonger with the memory bank for wrestling.
I look young, no perp. That's funny. Old as fuck is crazy. Yeah, don't do that, perp. All right. W's and L's, we ready?
Let's line it up.
W's and L's, a weekly recap show. We give a dub to the things that we like and an L to the things that we don't. All right, let's talk about it. They've announced it. Drake and Party Next Door have announced their album with a very terrible title, Some Sexy Songs for You. Y'all couldn't do anything better than that.
The only thing that I know for sure that Drake hasn't gotten from other people or hasn't gotten influence from is the titles of his albums. Those are 100,000% him. Take Care. Nothing Was the Same. You Know What? Never Mind.
Honestly, never mind.
Certified Lover Boy. The Dark Lane
Views
Demos. Views from the Six.
Views.
What was the other? What was this? More Life.
For All My Dogs.
For All My Dogs. Some sexy songs for you. Every single album title is Drake. Like that can never be claimed that he was ghostwriting on that one, for sure.
That sounds like a title for a Korn film. Yeah, it does. It does.
Some sexy songs.
And not a new one, like one from like the 70s. Anyway, so I had a theory earlier this week where I thought that Universal was just going to put a whole kibosh to this whole thing once it came time for the album to come out. Now I think they're going to go in a different direction. And I think that direction includes Kendrick. So we've been talking about a Kendrick second album for quite some time, right? From when GNX came out.
Don't step on one of my dudes.
I'm probably going to. So, all right. First of all, we've got news that supposedly Taylor Swift was going to be on an album, and she was at the Grammys giving this nigga all sorts of praise and love.
Now we need a song for the Swifties. Top state drop, you got a job and give them 50.
So it just leads me to believe that she's probably still going to be on some kind of project, especially when that became a meme. That became a huge talking point on Twitter, at least, that she was giving him so much praise.
She even threw up the A minor. Like she's
well, everybody said A minor. That shit was crazy. Then you've got him doing promo work with Timothée Chalamet.
Timothée Chalamet.
In which Timothée Chalamet in this video says, I didn't get anything extra ahead of time or anything like that. Or I forget what he specifically said.
Doesn't his name sound like a car dealership to you? Come on down to Timothée Chalamet. We'll get you down into a car. Good credit,
you
bad
know why
credit.
it sounds like that? Because his last name sounds like Chevrolet.
Come on. Good credit, bad credit, no credit. We'll get you in the car today. Come on down, Timothée Chalamet.
Yikes. Yeah, he said that he didn't get any early access, is what he said. And so that leads me to believe there's something to have early access to. Also, I don't feel like Universal has any reason to put any kind of money into some sexy songs for you. And Party is actually on
some sexy songs for you.
Yikes. and Party is on a different label. Like he's signed to OVO Sound, but Drake's on Universal and Party's on Warner. They're on two different major labels. Oh. And Party doesn't he's not a priority over there.
Well, wait, hold on, wait. Warner, where did Lucian's son go?
Did he go to Sony?
Oh, okay.
I don't
know it's another major.
There's three majors.
Yeah.
And it's Universal, Warner, and Sony. So he went to one of them.
He went to one of them. I was about to say this may just be like a tennis match with him and his son.
I feel like Lucian has the upper hand in that.
Sure, obviously.
So yeah, and then the first trailer, this is why my theory changed, because the first trailer, I didn't hear any Drake vocals on that first trailer that came out. I was like, it's just Party. So maybe they're pulling off vocals.
Towards the end, you did. It was a little bit of Drake interlooped in there. I heard.
Well, they released another one that definitely had Drake vocals. So yeah, I feel like Universal's going to drop the album, if not today, which we're recording this on Sunday. If anything changes,
no way today. He says on Valentine's Day.
No, I'm sorry. Did I say Drake?
Yeah.
Kendrick.
Oh, Kendrick's album is going to drop today.
Either Kendrick's album is going to drop today, Monday, or Friday. And it's going to do that so that they can take the air away from this whole Drake nonsense album, and people aren't going to care as much. Now, people are probably still going to listen, but it's not going to do the numbers that they want to do.
Oh, you didn't exactly step on it, so I'll maybe just add along to your theory there a little bit later.
But I'll be fair. I don't even know if this album is going to do the numbers anyway. I don't know what they're expecting. I hope they're not.
What are we expecting this album to do without the push of Universal anyway?
And you asked this last week, and I didn't really have an answer. But Party's last album did 40,000 first week, and so Drake with no label, I'd be surprised if they do. I'd be surprised if they do 175. They'll do somewhere between like 150
total?
to 175. No, first week.
First week. Okay.
First week. Because usually Drake does.
Am I hearing this right?
300.
The Weeknd did 400 million.
No, 400K.
400K. Okay.
450K.
450K. Excuse me.
450K.
450K.
Yeah. So
you're expecting them to do 175.
I think they'll be lucky to do 250.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't heard a single Weeknd song off of this album. How is it selling so much?
Bundles. And people are just going to listen to The Weeknd regardless.
Sure, but I also don't feel like I've heard anything like popping. When Tyler was selling like this, I heard his shit everywhere. When Dot was running GNX up, I heard it everywhere. I haven't heard this Weeknd shit anywhere.
That's fair. The song, the hit single or the single came out back in September with Playboy Cardi. So that added to the sales, but then you wouldn't hear it now because it's months ago. So I mean, he might come out with a song that's like Blinding Lights that takes off, but only time will tell. But Bundles, And I don't understand people's discourse around bundles like it's scamming people into buying the album. People want to buy the merch that goes with the album,
yeah.
and they know that it's going towards album sales.
If you're buying merch, you're definitely trying to propel the sales.
You're trying to
artist.
support the artist.
Yeah.
So bundles is not like this scammy way to get sales.
It's sales. It is sales.
It's the same
it's
shit.
a loss leader. It's like giving you a free fry with all your combos at the local fast food joint. It's a loss leader.
I'd have to still want the fast food place to even indulge.
Like they probably don't even make anything on the I'll change that. They're probably not supposed to make anything on the merch. The merch is supposed to be a loss leader to get you to buy the album. But they're not doing that because they probably making that's payola like a motherfucker. They probably taking a 10-cent shirt and charging $60 for it. So
yeah, I mean, well, it depends on what the bundle is. I've seen some bundles that were like multiple things, but we'll see. DeMarcus Vaughn wants to know what we think about Kanye West. We're not answering.
No, I ain't got time for that.
I will say it's crazy that he's now posting prawn.
Don't care.
Insane.
I will say, if you clutched your pearls about Kanye this week, because he talking about Nazis or whatnot, and you were expecting him to come on your platform, and only this week you decided to have him off, you's a whole ass hypocrite, an idiot, in fact, a moron to anybody who's actually paying attention. So the Nazi comments today were foul enough not to have him on the stream, but the ones from a few years ago were perfectly fine. Shut up. What's wrong with you? Don't have move on from Kanye. He got me ranting.
I ain't gonna lie. Well, you ranting about his rant is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Some of y'all are funny. After we said that sounds like a title for a corn film, Perp says on brand for Canadians, and then Chill said unsubscribed.
Violence, Canadian violence.
I think it was Chi-Town that had asked us to do more positive Drake takes. I will probably find my way around listening to the Drake and Party Next Door album. I don't suspect it's going to be all that good, but if it's good, I'll say it. Like I'll tell y'all. I don't have a problem with that. Just throwing that out there. I just don't think it's going to be.
We shall see.
Okay, let's move on to some other things. Oh, speaking of other albums that were announced this week, Lil Wayne made a lot to do about his announcement that was coming up, just for him to announce.
With the old losers trying to get their attention in, man. Oh man, like damn. At least one of y'all I like half the time. The other one has really been in my shit house here for last year, and he ain't doing nothing to move out of it. As you know, I ain't gonna be at the Super Bowl. I ain't gonna be at the Super Bowl, but I got an announcement, so just stay tuned. So then, why don't you make your announcement? Just make your announcement. Why are you mentioning the Super Bowl at all?
Wait, was that your?
The Lil Wayne?
Was that your L? What's your?
Oh no.
Okay, cool.
I'm saying like, so yeah, I'm not gonna be at the Super Bowl. Blah blah blah. I'm not gonna, this ain't about the Super Bowl. But I am gonna use the clout of the Super Bowl and all the attention to try to promote the Carter 6.
How did it come to this?
I don't know.
Like the fact that you had to clout chase that situation to get hype for the Carter 6. It feels
so clout chasey.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, this ain't got nothing to do with the Super Bowl, but let me use this clout real fast to let y'all know about the album coming out.
And you know what? So for so long, I've heard that Lil Wayne just lives in his own bubble. Like that was the excuse that they gave when he said that bullshit about my bitches matter to me or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, oh, well, Wayne lives in his own world. He don't pay attention to too much stuff. Shit. At some level, that has to be true for him to think that we give a flying fuck about the Carter 6 at this point.
I don't know who's asking for this. I don't even know what the sound is going to be like.
And this ain't even hate. Like, I love the Carter 3 and the Carter 2. But we're too many Carters at this point. Like, I don't care. I
just don't know what it's going to sound like. Like, the Sticky verse was dope. But then some of his other shit I heard him do this year was less than.
That's the other thing. I've heard him do recently some dope verses. I just don't know that I care about the Carter 6. Do something else. Do something else. Yeah, like maybe that's what you need to do. You know what he needs to do? He needs to go on Nas and Hit Boy run.
That's exactly what he need. He need to go get with a producer that he's never worked with before and just get in the lab.
Now I can give him a slight dub on something that he did this week though. That boy made the remix for "I'm a Swerve on the Corner." Whoa, whoa.
Yeah, again,
I didn't hear the verse though.
I didn't
hear the
part
verse.
of why I feel like I have no clue what I'm going to hear on the Carter 6. I don't know what version of Wayne this is going to be.
I don't even care enough to go listen to the remix after I said what I said prior to all this about he needs to do the remix.
But the fact that you called it out weeks before it happened and then it happened, that it was that predictable.
yeah.
And then you're doing this shit where you're trying to piggyback off the Super Bowl, announcing your album. Like, it just feels desperate, yo.
Yeah, very much so.
You doing verses with Jello Ball? Oh,
don't hate on Jello.
Nasty. He needs some milk. That shit don't feel right. Why?
Yeah, well,
no disrespect to Jello Ball because he got motion, like real motion going on right now. He didn't change his girlfriends up.
He probably needed to change.
He left Nikki Baby in the dust.
No, yeah, I was gonna say baby mom.
Yeah, left Nikki Baby in the
he
dust.
Probably needed
Black
to change
Queen.
up on her.
Shout out to sis, she won. Nikki, like LeVar said, you got your own bread. You all good. You got it. You don't need Jello. You know what I'm saying?
Is she still in Love and Hip Hop?
I don't know. Who knows?
That's what I knew her for.
But in any case, it just doesn't feel like Wayne type stature. Like imagine I need a new rapper. Give me a new rapper. Give me one of the YNs.
NBA Youngboy.
Not newer. He's established.
Oh, like
a freshman.
Oh, what's my guy's name? Oh, Cash Cobain.
Okay, so imagine Cash Cobain hops in and he got a Jay-Z verse. Everybody gonna be like, "What? Like, huh?"
Yeah, I would.
Excuse me, what is going on, huh? K-Dot hop on the track with him for some.
Yeah, I'd be confused.
Why? What's going on?
No, well, Kendrick is doing verses for YNs, but they're West Coast YNs.
West Coast YNs, yeah.
So him doing one with Cash Cobain would be crazy.
Don't even make no sense.
Yeah.
So while I'm sitting over here looking at Wayne jump on with Jello, it almost feels like a mutually beneficial move, which is crazy, which is insane. We talking about 15 minutes of fame, flash in the pan type arrival versus what at one time could have been named the greatest rapper alive.
Yeah,
that feels like a fall from grace to me.
It is. And it probably wouldn't seem like such a fall from grace. It would seem like, T.I. went through this. Jay-Z obviously went through this. Kanye's going through it right now. It probably wouldn't seem like so much of a fall off if they didn't, at one point, they weren't so arrogant about where they were.
I think Kanye doesn't have a soul around him that gives a shit about him.
Facts.
That's also a factor.
Both of them, I think, are in the same boat in this. Like there came a point.
Wayne got people around him that love him. I think Ray Janae and
that's true.
LaToya actually care about him. He has no excuse. Ye is in he's in shark infested waters by choice.
No, they're
by
different.
choice. He puts himself
situations, but I think they're similar in the fact that at one point they acted very arrogant when they probably shouldn't have. Like, let's say after The Life of Pablo. Right. Yeah, he's still making music, even though the fans that were there are pretty much gone, and he's still acting very arrogantly. I feel like Lil Wayne did that too with like the Carter 4 or Carter 5. It's like you're not still the best rapper alive at this point.
No, you can't tell them that. That's why we're getting the type of reaction out of Kanye that we're getting right now, is because he's not at that level that he was at anymore.
Right.
And in terms of popularity, even though one of his biggest ops got taken out behind that popularity, it's still taking the shine away from him. He's not center of attention. And so now I got to get back online and talk about Nazis so that y'all will talk about me again. I'm not about to do it. I'm not about to fall back into that bullshit, man.
Yeah.
And saying with Wayne, it at least seems to be a little bit more focused on trying to get some money. But I don't know where we're at right now, man. I don't know what we're doing. It just feels a little bit desperate.
Would we feel the same about Wayne if he didn't go to jail and have the legal battle with the label? Maybe not the legal battle, but when he went to jail and came back, he was still making hits.
I was on the side with the label disputes.
The Cash Money label
yeah,
disputes.
we could burn Birdman
Yeah.
at any time. I was on his side about the label disputes.
But when he went to jail and came back, he was still making hits at that point. So I can't
Damn,
say
yeah.
that.
What did happen to the Pusha T album? That's supposed to be done. Wasn't the Clips album supposed to be done already?
The Clips album is gonna come, y'all.
Is it?
It's gonna come. It's gonna come out.
When I come in,
Yikes.
I don't. When? When is a done album supposed to be released?
Sometimes they hold on to it for a little bit. Maybe they're waiting for the perfect timing.
You know, perfect timing. Release the shit, man. You done put out a whole promo music video shit. John
I would
Legend
say
singing in the back.
Clips is on the clock. The Clips album is on the clock for sure. But if they're waiting for something, I'm cool with it. I don't know what they're waiting for though. I'm not a label head over there.
Sure.
Okay, let's move on to I am giving an L. I'm giving an L to Jameis Winston. He's having way too much fun to be a.
That's crazy. You giving him an L for having fun?
He's having way too much fun.
That is crazy.
No. Here's the reason why. You are at the Super Bowl, right? But you're not.
Himself.
But you're not in the Super Bowl. You're having too much fun for that.
I respect it. He's on the back nine.
He's on the
back half of his career. He's trying to set up his after football career.
The only grace I can give you in this situation is that you're in New Orleans, and what better place to have this much fun?
Fam, who looks at Jameis Winston and thinks that the next 10 years of this man's life is in playing football?
No,
man. Jameis Winston needs to have a microphone in his hand and a video camera rolling in front of him, and that is exactly what he's doing. That man's setting up his money. Look at the landscape right now of retired football players. No more is it the guy riddled. Well, it probably is by the vast majority. There's a lot of injury riddled, people out there without health insurance. Yeah. But in terms of your high profile guys that get to, parlay their career into something else, guys is trying to get into broadcasting. Guys want to get behind the camera. They want to be the next Michael Strahan. They want to be the next Tony Romo, the next Troy Aikman.
That's fair.
The next goddamn Tom Brady, and get another $100 million deal to
Even
talk
Tom
on TV.
Brady's not the other guys you named in terms of commentating.
First of all, give Tom his time. Okay, it took Tom a little bit of time to become the best quarterback ever. Let's give him time to be the best commentator ever. Okay.
Tom Brady just did. What is that? It's the only thing from Barstool that I watch. What's his name? Caleb. What is that show called?
Don't know.
Oh, Sunday Conversation. This dude.
Jesus Christ.
That funniest shit. Funniest shit I think I've ever watched. It actually kind of made me like Tom Brady for like 2 seconds. And then I was like, what the fuck am I thinking?
He's the GOAT. You gotta like him. Anyway,
No, I don't.
Moving on.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is that Jameis is setting himself for like his own podcast or some shit.
Fuck a podcast.
Because
he's gonna be on TV.
No, the way he's
Jameis
having
Winston
fun like
should
this,
be a road reporter for Good Morning America.
Ooh, okay.
Michael Strahan, make it happen. When Jameis Winston retires,
but can you
make him eat a W on Good Morning America?
That's the problem. I can't take him that seriously. I can take him podcast seriously. I don't know if I can take him Good Morning America seriously.
Hey man, I'm shooting for the stars with Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is going to be a lead anchor somewhere. He's going to be a show lead somewhere. He's going to be on television. He can start a podcast anytime.
Shoot for the stars, black man. I'm not going to try to shit on your aspirations.
Grade A entertainment. You don't throw that away.
But you are like if you want to do all that, great. You are having entirely too much fun for a quarterback who is still in the league now, who is not also in the Super Bowl.
But he understands where he's at. Jameis Winston's been in the league since 2016. Maybe it's time to start setting up some after football stuff. Yeah, even if you are still playing football.
It is. It's definitely. Yeah, I'm just glad you're not stealing crab legs. Still,
what up, Blue?
Marte said he missed wrestling talk. Yeah, you missed.
You did miss wrestling talk. Just rewind, dog. It's all good.
Let's see. Am I on my dub? Yeah, fuck it. All right, on to my dubs. I'm giving a dub to a person who is bringing a certain genre back that I feel kind of iffy about, to be honest with you. Because with everything that Zeus has done to this genre, I feel a little bit iffy. Right, the black reality shows.
Jesus,
I don't like that direction.
Let's just let it
die. I don't like that direction that we're going in. But we can't let it die yet without at least letting Drewski have a turn at it.
No.
So therefore, I'm giving a dub to Drewski because I, like it or not, I'm probably going to watch Could Have Been Love.
What is that? What is it?
It's remember the
not a love show with Drewski.
Remember Could Have Been Records?
Oh god damn it!
It's that, but it's like Flavor of Love version of that.
We don't need another one of these shows.
I'll be honest.
We don't need.
I'll be honest.
Shows.
This looks just as ratchet as all of the Zoo shows.
Of course it does.
Why actually,
would
worse.
It look any better?
Worse, actually. It looks worse. But I'm gonna watch it.
No,
I'm going to watch it.
No, don't. Why?
Because it looks funny. The trailer looked funny.
Good God.
I'm sorry. I'm telling you, I don't like it.
Is that man ever going to stop doing skits and get on a stage and tell jokes?
Because he has.
At a certain point, has he? He has a stand up that's some. I can stream it. I can watch it right now.
I don't know if you can watch it. I think he has already done stand up sets though.
Okay, well, that's what I'm more interested in from Drewski. I want to see if he can
I
work
feel like he's
a room
talked about it
and make people laugh, because then that translates to being able to do it in movies and television. I don't know if he's just like internet skit funny or if he's like just generally funny and can reproduce in other forms of media. What he's going to be doing in this reality show doesn't change that situation for me at all. I don't know anything more about him as a performer than I knew him as a skit artist.
Yeah, I feel like he's talked about doing stand-up. I just don't know. There's no seemingly special out. So like,
okay, that's what I'm talking about. Let's put some money together and do that instead of this fuck ass TV show. It's just,
I'm still gonna watch it.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't like myself for having, wanting to do it, but it's Drewski and sometimes he be funny as hell. So like, I got to.
Your list thicker than Takara. You got some more in there? What you got going on?
I got two more.
Okay.
I'm giving a dub to the people who don't like Hawk Tuah Girl because she has come out. She has come out from her hiding space.
Oh.
And she did an interview with one of the FaZe Clan guys.
One of the gamer team, FaZe Clan, the gamer squad.
Yeah, but they're just a streaming team now, I guess. She did a whole interview trying.
So FaZe is not even a game team anymore. They just stream.
They basically just stream. I mean, they might compete. I don't think they do though. Ever since they went public, I don't think they actually. I think they're just much more of a brand now than.
Damn.
Anyway, yeah, she came out and tried to do an interview to try to explain away all that fuck ass crypto shit that she did. She didn't really do herself any service, and I still think for the most part she had blame to take in this situation, even though she tried to explain it away like she didn't know what was going on. Ma'am, I'm pretty sure they probably told you, hey, here's a bag of cash, promote this. And even if you don't want to tell people that now because it makes you look bad in the situation, that's what happened.
I mean, I don't put it past her getting duped, getting scammed, somebody using her profile to make millions in fees and run off on it. I better not see you running around in anything expensive. I better be seeing you living your poor West Virginia life that you was living before that well, obviously not that poor because she had the podcast and had all those appearances. So she got a little bit of bread, but that modest West Virginia life that you was living before, not anything like a millionaire. I better not see that. Because then you full of shit. Now, if you got taken up top just like everybody else did, then that makes sense. That checks out. I can see that.
It also speaks to why she should not have had fame to begin with. And she should not continue to have fame.
But it begins to be very hard to feel bad for the individuals that got hit because it's like, y'all put your faith in that in this one. The heart spit on that thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. All right, last up goes to Larry June and 2 Chainz. They dropped an album that was about 37 minutes in total length.
Was it? What kind of rap was it? Certainly not trap music, right?
No.
Oh, it wasn't? Damn.
No.
Damn.
It was, I'm sorry, I said Larry June and 2 Chainz. It was Larry June, 2 Chainz, and Alchemist, because Alchemist made all the beats. So it wasn't really trap. It was like, Larry June makes like vibey background music.
So this man really, really about to stick by this. He never gonna make trap music.
I don't know that.
We never gonna get no more booty shakers from.
Well, see, this
From 2
album I
Chainz.
feel like fit. Like when 2 Chainz makes like vibey records, like this is one of his lanes that he can get into.
Question. I saw something proposed earlier this week.
What is 2 Chainz? I actually, matter of fact, let me tell the truth when I'm engaging or when I'm farming. This came from JBP. What is 2 Chainz' classic album?
Pretty Girls Like Trap Music.
Easy, right? Easy. Done. Didn't even have to think that long. That's where I'm at with it.
Pretty Girls
They
Like Trap
talking
Music.
about they.
He had like
Well,
5
what's-
singles from that.
They
song-
like
from
True
that.
Religion. They talking about, oh, what about the joint with the 2 Chainz on it? I was like, man, what?
That was he had 2 Chainz on 2 different albums.
No, the
was both
black
and
one, and
both,
it was
too.
just
Oh, that was the first one. Then.
yeah, the dark one, and it was just like the
Because
chain.
there was the white one that like I feel like people didn't really pay that much attention
The
to.
black one is when they talking about the one with
Black
yeah,
one had
Love
birthday
strippers.
song.
Yeah,
And-
yeah,
and
all
yeah,
of that.
okay.
Yeah.
That one was a good one. And No
Birthday,
Lie.
and No
and-
Lie, all of that. Yeah.
That one was a good one.
It was up there. I got Pretty Girls Love Trap Music.
Yeah, Pretty Girls Love Trap Music had like 8 singles, and the rest of it was just trap bangers.
See, it popped up on me by surprise. See, it never took me for the popping type. Yeah, I am gonna lead a height.
That might
Need
be
a
one of
light
my least favorite
way
now.
over top.
But that's because I like so many different.
I'm sorry, 4 a.m.
One of them.
That's one of your least favorite.
Because it got played so much.
Now, okay. He just said those words, right? 2016, my house, Akron, Ohio, North Portage Path. We were having a gender reveal. We're
You just
playing
boxed yourself?
spades on the dining room table.
I was not playing spades.
Music is playing. Someone has hijacked the aux and is screaming at the top of their lungs, play 4 a.m. Play 4 a.m. by Travis Scott and 2 Chainz. Play 4 a.m. by Travis Scott and 2 Chainz. Ask me who that person was.
Yeah, but when
Ask
was
me
that?
who that person
when was
was.
that?
Ask me
That
who
was
that
probably
person
when
was.
the album came out.
This man trying to tell you that 4 a.m. was his least favorite
No,
song.
no,
on the
not
album.
was. Not
And
was.
shut the party
Not
down so
was.
we could play 4
Not
a.m. when
was.
it came out.
Not was.
The
I
switch up
said
is crazy.
now.
The switch up is insane.
Is now.
The switch up
because
is
there's so many good songs from that
crazy.
album that I can't. I probably played out that song myself.
4 a.m.
I'm not
is-
saying
you know
that
why you played it out because it's the best song on the album. That's why you played it out.
Trap Check is one of the best.
It's,
Rap shit check.
there's a
trap
reason why
shit
you
check.
played 4 a.m. out.
Foreign shit check. Cash and shit check.
I ain't talking, I can't win. Talking about a check. Bunch of answers, I can't win. Walking about a check.
That's my
Trap
favorite song
shit
now.
check. Obviously, 4 a.m. was your favorite song to
Well,
begin
maybe.
with because you played it out.
Maybe. I'm not denying that, but now it's not. Anyway.
Come on. I got the microphone. I debate the law. I am a rare form.
You mom season. Sometimes.
How many girls you leave? How many girls you try? I know a girl you lied to. She wants your ass to die. I look you dead in your eye. What we talking about in chat, folks? Got going on. Kanye West wrestling name would be the First Class Perv.
First class part. That's designer.
So you know he doesn't have to fight. He was on the internet arguing about how he don't have to be a sexual offender. He doesn't have to register as a sex offender.
Did you say that?
So what actually do you have to do to be registered as a sex offender? Because I think getting on a plane and jacking off multiple
Oh,
times
yeah,
in front of
yeah.
the stewardess
That's
probably constitutes being on a sex offender list, you know? What do you have to do?
right.
What do you want from me?
I thought you said Kanye said that. I'm like, his wife probably should be at this point. She's walking around naked.
After scamming people, she said going to send a donation money to animals from her channel monetization.
She did say that shit. I forgot about that.
Either this chick is dumb or she don't give a damn.
No. I forgot she said
Hey,
that.
Asking
did
people
say
to
that.
donate to the animals after you scan them out of millions is insane. Somebody lock her ass up right now before she do something else.
Facts. Alchemist and Madlib are the two best producers. Known to man. Yeah.
don't forget Hit Boy.
And then there's also,
they're up there. Alchemist is definitely up there for sure.
There's also the on again, off again Nazi. You can't forget about him if we're just talking about pure merit of work. And then Pharrell Williams. Don't forget Pharrell.
Did Madlib do Palm Olive with Freddie Gibbs and Pusha T? And I think that was a Madlib album with Freddie Gibbs.
Freddie G. Shout out to Freddie G. It's
Anyway.
on me?
Yeah, it's on you.
All right. So to stick with how you started out your dubs and nails, I'm going to start mine out with something Super Bowl related. It's the only part of the Super Bowl that I give a shit about. It is the halftime show. There is rumored to be another surprise on top of the SZA edition, on top of, what is sure to be a long cascade of A minors. There is an additional surprise reportedly coming out with Kendrick Lamar. So maybe it is an album announcement like you were talking about. They squash all of this movement of, because you know what, we were looking at it for a minute in the aftermath of Not Like Us, right? All right, well, who gonna drop first? I think they were kind of waiting each other out, especially on Kendrick's side. He was waiting Drake out to try to stomp out his next arrival.
Mm-hmm.
Drake ultimately lasted longer, pause, because Kendrick dropped GNX. But we had theorized that GNX wasn't the end of his album production for that year or within that year.
Yeah.
That there was probably, at least the way it was set up, it seemed like he had something else in the tuck still. So then now, if Drake has finally tipped his hand and let him know when he plans to release, all right, we're going to come out on February, that gives me ample enough time to step all over that because I got the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yep.
So we'll see. I mean, it could be an album announcement, could be another guest. I think that's more likely than an album announcement, but who would the guest be?
I don't have an answer for that. It's obviously not going to be Lil Wayne.
Damn, let's get Pusha T up there and run Story of Adidon and Not Like Us back to back.
Damn, let's get Jello up there so he can do
Swerve on that corner. Whoa. Wait, Jello's not coming to the
Yeah, let's not actually do that.
Pusha T would break the internet. I think Lil Wayne would break the internet, but we're past that.
I don't think
we're past.
He said
that.
He wasn't going to be.
Yeah,
there,
we're done. We're done with that. I think any of the OG picks would probably be just repetitive. I don't think anybody wants to see Snoop right now, so that's probably not a thing. The only other thing that I can think of, there are two names that would be absolutely jaw-dropping if he were to do it tonight on this platform. There's Beyonce and there's Taylor Swift. Beyonce because of who she is, obviously.
Sure.
Taylor Swift because of the shot that sends, the shot across the bow.
And it just makes sense since we already heard news of her being on a supposed album.
The shot across the bow, that would be.
Now, they also released a rumored set list. And this is why I think an album is coming too, because the first song that he's supposedly doing is that snippet that we heard from the album that we never got.
The snippet from the album we never got.
The snippet that we heard right before GNX came out.
Oh, but that's the one thing that's still leading to me that there's more album left or there's more project left.
That part, yeah, for sure.
But they're saying that that's going to be that's like the first song he does in the Super Bowl set list.
We'll see. What if he pop out and do all new songs for the Super Bowl and then end with Not Like Us?
I've also
and then that's
seen
the
that
album
he's
promotion.
Supposed to. And I also heard that Samuel L. Jackson is narrating the whole thing. Samuel L. Jackson is narrating the whole thing as Uncle Sam.
Hey, yo, just like you gotta go get your jollies and feels from Australia, and then here he is in America, in New Orleans of all cities,
during the
Super Bowl, and he got every celebrity known to man behind him. Who actually liked you? Whoever actually likes you? I'm just asking for real. Like all of this fake ass Drake love that we talking about, this shit, nobody likes this man. I've never seen celebrities get involved in rap beef like this.
Well, there are some artists that seem to still be on his side, seemingly.
I don't not who name him. Who we talking about?
Young Thug wanted to piece it up and make music with him in future.
Young Thug is not putting his reputation on the line by coming out and saying, "Hey, leave Drake alone." So that doesn't count.
21 Savage.
21 Savage is an OVO gangster. He's solid.
OVO gangster.
He got OVO tatted on his forehead. He don't give a fuck. He'll die for Drake.
He about his man. He love that boy.
I feel like Lil Baby also said something. Lil Baby was like, "Yeah, no, we still mess with Drake" or something like that.
Lil Baby need to worry about his own career. Give me somebody who matter right now at this moment that's got Drake back.
Bro, Young Thug, bro.
Young Thug can't leave his house,
Yeah,
but
he can
one
still make great
time
music, though.
every 90 days to do community service doesn't count. Give me somebody who got something to lose by backing Drake.
Maybe that's what Drake needs. Drake needs a future Young Thug collab.
Okay, I don't know if that's going to be the answer to everything that's going to
Maybe
make
that's what
everything
he
go
needs.
away. Nicki Minaj does care about Drake. That's one of them. You can have 21 Savage.
That's one, but Young Thug
and
is
Nicki.
one. Nicki Minaj is not that
Who's
popular
more
right
relevant at this moment? Nicki Minaj or 21 Savage, or excuse me, or Lil Baby?
now. I said Young
today.
Thug. I said Young Thug.
Who's more relevant today, Young Thug or Nicki Minaj?
Young Thug.
Young Thug been in jail for 2 years.
Young Thug is still way more relevant than Nicki Minaj is right
Today,
right now.
I disagree. I think Nicki Minaj is primed to go on somewhat of a Grammy run with her next project, while Thug is
What?
literally
No.
not. Thug is literally not
Nicki
able
Minaj is going to go on a Grammy run with her next album.
It's literally going to get to my toss up. So I don't want you to spoil my list.
Okay.
But yes, Thug has again been in jail. He can't tour. He can't even perform if it's not for free. I don't know what
We're talking about
I don't know what we're
relevancy,
talking
though.
about in terms of He can't work. How are you relevant if you can't
He can
work?
make music.
You haven't put out new music in some time, and you can't
He just
continue
did features with Baby.
Some of that stuff was stuff that he recorded prior to him going into prison, right? Most of his features that have come out while he's been incarcerated, or not incarcerated, or at least, been in jail while the trial was going on, is already work that he's done. So if we're not already getting new work from Young Thug, it tells me that probably his situation, his legal situation, hampers how he can promote himself, how he can go out and make money as a rapper. So how are you relevant?
He can still go out and make money.
How, Josh?
On
He on
tour.
house arrest. He can't tour. He can't leave his house. He's not even
Except
allowed to
to
enter
work.
the metro Atlanta area unsupervised or without
he can't do
permission.
that shit. He can't do that shit.
So if you can't leave your house, if you can't enter the Atlanta metro area,
The
how
house
can you
arrest shit is
tour?
only he can work. He can't do anything else though.
All right. I don't know if that man can tour under the stipulations that we was reading before. I don't know if you can have a nationwide tour with the type of stipulations he has.
I think he's under strict rules, but he can still work.
And then even if he can tour on what?
What do you mean?
What product? What album is he going to be touring off of? What
He's
project?
going to be making an album.
You keep talking about ifs and what he can do. What is happening right now? What motion does the man have today? And I'm not talking about
it takes time to make an album. He literally just got out.
You're missing the point. I'm not talking about the last 5 years of Thug. I'm not talking about the last 10 years of Thug. I'm not even
Right.
talking about the 10 years that will come of Thug.
Mhm.
Today, 2025, February, whatever date it is, February 9th, 10th, February 9th.
Mhm.
Who has the more emotion? Who has the more cultural relevancy today, right now, as we speak on it? It's got to be Nicki Minaj.
No, her album came out before he got to jail. Her
Right.
last album came out a minute ago.
It came out within the time that he's been in jail. But I'm saying she has a project that's out and relevant. Her fans have new product to promote and talk about today. If you a Young Thug fan,
And
you
I
talking
would
about
argue
what?
that the Puff
features
from the
with Lil
Case
Baby
was bigger than her album.
That can't, you can't. A criminal case that might land you in jail for the rest of your life can't be counted as promotion. That's not a thing.
Sure,
I'm not about to rank that versus her album sales.
but I would still argue that was in the zeitgeist of hip hop culture more than Nicki's album.
I got to move on because we're extending my
Okay.
list,
All right,
but
fair
we'll be able to talk about this more.
All right.
My next dub I got is going out to Rob Pelinka, the general manager of the Los
say
Angeles
dub or L?
Lakers. Huh?
You say dub or
Dub. So
Okay.
I know I have my qualms about the Luka trade, AD movement, and all that. Even the Dalton catch for Mark Williams, which is not even the thing anymore.
right?
But it's always sweet when you can stick it to a former Celtic, piss off Danny Ainge. That is always a good silver lining. So apparently, when they sent Smith Shafino down to Utah,
right? And I think it was like a second round pick.
Mhm.
They didn't tell Utah that the Lakers were getting Luka Doncic in that trade. So Danny Ainge just thinks that that we're unloading a player to him and with a pick, and he's like, "Fuck it, yeah, I'll take it." And they didn't have to tell him that they were getting Luka Doncic because that didn't involve the Utah Jazz at all.
I did see that.
So Danny Ainge goes, "Yeah, screw it, yeah, we'll take Smith."
And I didn't think about the Ainge connection to
because
Celtics.
Ainge, wherever he's been at, whether it's the Celtics, whether it's Utah now, I think he was at Phoenix.
He's a Phoenix.
Doesn't want to deal with the Lakers and actually drives that culture with other general managers in the league, not to work with the Lakers. So Rob Pelinka backdoors him, ends up getting a generational player while he got Smith Shafino in the second round pick, and he could have jammed the entire thing up by just not taking any of those things.
Right.
So right at you,
sure,
Danny Ainge.
but then you guys don't have a center, so like,
I mean, that's cool. I wasn't expecting much from us this season anyway, so it is what it is. We need a new coach anyways.
no, you got JJ Redick.
No. We need to finish clearing the deck, reset this whole thing around Luka, and let's see what we got. I've adjusted my mindset now. So now that
Clearly,
AD's
because you
out,
just said we.
yeah, AD's out, right? And he just pulled his groin on a non-contact injury, his first damn game. Like you can't write this up. Cannot make it up. LeBron seems resolute in everything that's going on, which probably tells me that he's either along with what's going on or he's been told he doesn't really have a choice and he's just trying to make the best of the situation on the way out.
Possible.
Which sounds great. Cool. So let's get a big guy. Let's get some more shooters. Let's get a real NBA coach in there. And then no. And then we'll see what we got for the future.
I got to give a quick L and dub to the Cavs. An L because they got rid of Karis LeVert. A dub because they avoided Ben Simmons, and he's going to the Clippers.
So did he get traded there? Or did he just get waived from the Nets? How did that happen?
I think he got waived, and then he was taking meetings with both the Cavs
trying
and
to
the Clippers.
steal Michael Blackson's wife while you're getting waived from the Nets. Just priorities, dog. Just priorities. And again, that's not the type of story you want NBA personnel or other prospective NBA teammates reading about you when they're vetting you or when you're kind of on the roster, but it's tenable because they just claimed you off of waivers. It's not something that you want players reading about you, that you go around trying to backdoor them for their wives.
That you're an absolute piece of shit.
Good luck to you, Ben Simmons. We'll always have that photo and Cleveland Hopkins. Okay, so let's get to my toss-up about Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
She
You've been spending too much time with Darius.
Yeah, she had an interview with Elliott Wilson. I don't know if this was for the Super Bowl or what was going on, but she was making some points about how she uses her rap inflections, right?
Okay.
The kind of noises and all that shit she uses. And she was like, well, I've seen Kendrick go out there and do that this year, and everybody loves it. And then I get hammered for it from the rap heads. And I was like, that's a little fair.
That is fair.
I also feel like she's kind of extrapolating data where it doesn't suit her or where it suits her, because there are other rappers where you've seen that where they have gotten clowned for it. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. I could easily point to rappers who try to do that shit and it don't get them no further than where they've been at for the last 10 years. Playboi Carti raps like that religiously. And obviously he has a loyal fan base, but it hasn't gotten him out of the initial space he's been in since his first XL freestyle.
Yeah, but Playboi Carti's baby voice is kind of hard on some of the songs.
The fuck it is. He will be
kind of raw.
He will be that type. If typecasted for rappers is a thing, as that weird eccentric voice, and then when somebody else fills that lane, he'll no longer be useful. Like I don't believe Playboi Carti is any more part.
Matter of fact, I think it worked on the Tyler the Creator song.
He's not any more pop. It's always going to work if he's placed in the right situation. What I'm saying is he's no popular today than he debuted as. He's no bigger today than he was 5 years ago.
Playboi Carti?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's tough.
He's no bigger than he was 5 years ago when he started dating Nigga Azalea or whatever.
Actually, no, that's not true. He's no bigger amongst our demographic, but I think he's huge amongst the younger demographic.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start naming some names in that lane. Is he bigger than Uzi?
At this point,
Blouse. Stop it.
Potentially.
Stop
Only
it.
because
Stop it.
actually
Stop.
both of them don't release as much.
Stop it.
There's no stop it.
It's preposterous.
I think he's potentially bigger than Uzi.
Well,
And again, you're talking about our demographic, not the younger demographic.
I'm just saying in general. I don't think Playboi Carti is in Uzi Vert's orbit. And let me be clear about what I'm saying
Uzi
here.
has dropped a couple of lackluster albums.
Let me be clear about what I'm saying here. I'm not saying that one or the other is more talented. I'm not saying that I prefer either one or the other. What I'm saying is, in terms of where they are right now in the pecking order in their respective careers, Uzi Vert is up there, and Playboi Carti back here.
Playboi Carti has a hit song out there right now with The Weeknd. Uzi doesn't have any music out right now.
We just talked about how we didn't know any motion that was coming from The Weeknd. You talking about the song from September? That's the song that's out right now.
That's more recent than the song that had everybody dancing like this.
But both, I would say, both of them are in the same spot. We talking. This is
February. But one song February of the new year came out a year before the other one,
and lasted right because Uzi Vert was still getting motion off of that one song. I literally, we just had this conversation. The shit that you're talking about, the Playboi Carti and The Weeknd's track is literally nowhere right now.
Carti's about to go on tour with The Weeknd, and Lil Uzi Vert's not even on tour right now.
And when I start talking about the way things are now, you always lean on the what's about to happen, what he could do, what's projected. That doesn't mean anything to the right now.
They already have dates.
It doesn't mean anything for the right now. If it goes out and it promotes and you don't have to cancel any dates, then sure, he'll get a big pump from going on tour with The Weeknd. As it stands right now, he's in no different position than Uzi Vert is with I Just Want to Rock. He had a hit song with The Weeknd in September. Big fucking whoop. What a feature on somebody else's project makes you bigger than little Uzi Vert?
No, because that's
crazy.
That's dismissing all the other music that Playboi Carti has come out with since I Want to Rock.
Okay, you pointed to the track with The Weeknd. You pointed to the tour with The Weeknd. Don't make me behold.
I gave you a couple of examples. I didn't give you all the examples.
But those are the examples that you brought to the table.
But we know the last thing was I Just Want to Rock. We know the last thing is I Just Want to Rock for Uzi Vert.
I didn't zero in on the track with The Weeknd. I didn't zero in on the tour dates for The Weeknd. You did. Don't make me responsible for that.
But the point is, still, those are more recent than anything you gave me from
one
Uzi.
Of those things only actually happened. The other thing has yet to happen.
Still more recent than Uzi.
And again, you're comparing being an addition to someone else's project as opposed to leading yourself.
And yet still more recent and relevant than anything Uzi has done.
It can't be more recent if it hasn't happened yet, Josh. It literally hasn't happened.
The song.
Okay.
The song
is more recent.
Still more recent and relevant than anything
It
Uzi's
doesn't
done.
balance the regency of it all. Doesn't balance out with the fact that wasn't his song.
Zane Beto, Carti bigger than Uzi at the moment. Perp minded. Playboi Carti got it right now over Uzi.
I disagree.
I'm just saying. Carti is the guy right now for a certain demographic.
Y'all are leaning on regency, and I don't even think he has regency. But you're leaning on the fact that Uzi Vert hasn't made. So the thing that makes this whole thing fall apart is if Uzi Vert has a Kendrick verse, or if he ends up on Kendrick's next album, then it destroys all of this shit. In one track. No, it's totally dependent.
Not just the one song.
It is totally dependent on the fact that he has more relevant music. It's not dependent on the fact that he has his own projects that are moving. It doesn't depend on he has his own album that's popular.
That has to do with Carti's
y'all are totally
schedule.
putting this argument on Uzi Vert and Playboi Carti on the fact that he's outside right now. So if Uzi Vert steps outside, then the entire argument goes away, right?
No, because Carti can also go outside.
I'm not talking about Josh. Today, we're only judging on what happens today.
Right.
You're saying that Playboi Carti is more popular today because he has more recent music and projects. Okay, so if that's what you're basing your argument on, then if Uzi Vert dropped a track today, then he more popular. You didn't put anything. You didn't put anything in there about he's creating better projects than Uzi. You didn't say that when him and Uzi drop at the same time, he outperforms Uzi. None of that is built into your argument. You're just saying he's put out music in more recent times, so he's more relevant. So the thing that shatters all of that is just Uzi stepping outside and making some music.
Watch this. We just talked about I Just Want to Rock this entire time. You didn't mention the fact that Uzi just released an album in 2024, and it did nothing. It bricked.
Again, I told y'all when we started this argument is that I wasn't arguing who was better. I just told you who was more relevant.
Uzi Vert is a bigger star than Playboi Carti, even if Playboi
His
Carti
album
has
just
the more
bricked.
recent music.
His album just bricked. We didn't even know the album came out.
Man, when was Playboi Carti's last album?
Again,
No.
Carti-
Answer my question. When was his last album?
Cardi don't release all that
When
often.
was
I
Playboi
don't have the
Carti's
answer
last?
for that.
You cannot try to use Uzi Vert's flop and then not even answer me when I'm asking you when his last album was, trying to claim that the fact that he doesn't drop more is an excuse.
Wait,
Why
what?
do we keep
What?
changing? So we talking about Uzi Vert, we talking about his album Bricked in 2024. Tell me when Cardi's last album was and whether or not it did anything.
It did do something. If the last album was Whole Lotta Red, it did something.
When was it? You
All right,
can't even
well-
tell me when it was, which speaks
First
to
of
the
all-
entire issue.
First of all, my argument was that he's that guy for a different demographic. So just because I can't answer it doesn't mean anything.
So now we not even standing on it. Now we blaming a whole nother demographic.
that
for
was
the
my
popul-
entire argument the entire
So
time.
how can we speaking so definitively about a whole other group of people that you're not part of?
I said he was that nigga for a different demographic.
Again, you are speaking for a demographic that you are not part of.
Then I went to the chat and found two niggas that are a part of that demographic.
Who
and
are
they
also not part of
said-
that demographic. Perp and DeMarcus Vaughn are older than you. We just
No,
established that
DeMarcus
earlier.
Vaughn is not in that. It was Zang Beto.
Oh, my bad.
Second
Okay.
of all,
Perp is
Perp is
older
younger. Perp is younger than me.
Didn't he just say he was like 40?
No, Perp was not in that. That was Fatal J, DeMarcus Vaughn, and somebody else. But it wasn't Perp. Perp is younger.
Are y'all YNs? Y'all the people who said Playboi Carti, y'all are part of the Gen Alpha or generation?
Yeah, bro.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are, bro.
No, they're not.
Zane Beto is definitely younger than us, and so is Perp.
Perp is 33. He's older than me.
Perp is younger than me.
Yeah. The fuck he is.
Perp is younger than
Y'all
me.
the same age. He's 33 years old.
I'm about to be 34.
I need to move on. I need to move on.
28. Boom.
Anywho, Saquon Barkley's wife is getting my first
Yo. Yo.
I don't even know. We didn't even come to a conclusion on my Nikki part.
but we gotta get out of here.
Wait, we didn't do all of the Nikki?
No, I was
About to propose whether or not she was being unfairly treated in rap. and
No,
whether or not-
because I agreed as far as the voice thing.
I also wanted to touch on the fact that I think she's going to be on a Grammy run. She hasn't won a Grammy yet. She hasn't won a Grammy.
I wouldn't be surprised by that. Or I'm not surprised by that.
Cardi B won a Grammy.
Yeah.
Dolce won a Grammy.
Yeah.
Doesn't sit right with me. Even though I like both of those artists, or at least one of those artists.
I could see if she won a
Doesn't
Grammy
sit right.
for a single. I don't know that any of her albums are
the,
Grammy
the
worthy.
reason why it doesn't sit right with me, if she didn't have a Grammy and Rhapsody had one, well, Rhapsody does have one, doesn't she?
I think so. Yeah.
Damn.
For Eve, I think.
I guess I don't like that rappers that have essentially copied her aesthetic have won and she's never won one. That
fair.
feels out of place.
Yeah.
It feels out of place.
I think
And
people
I
taking her
feel
style
like,
and did better with it though.
well, that's an opinion, right? But you can't argue the fact that she's the innovator of it. Well,
That's fair.
no, she's not the innovator. She's not.
Oh yeah.
'Cause she
Yeah,
got, yeah, I had
she
to think
stole a
back
lot
further.
from Kim and Missy
I
Elliott.
had to think back further. At least for a generation, though, she was the originator.
Sure.
So I feel like there'll probably be a pretty strong campaign for her next project.
She has to make a good album.
She has to make a good enough album because when it becomes something like that, then they start looking to give it to you. You know
I would
what mean?
argue that her last album was a really good effort, but her next album would have to be better than that.
We'll see what goes on. We'll see what happens. I think.
And that means a lot for me to say that her last album was a good
I'll be
effort.
honest with you. Somebody mentioned that she, she's defending Drake. I think the reason why she was so quiet while the tracks were still coming out was probably because of Grammy consideration. Like, let me stay out of this back and forth so I don't rub anybody the wrong way, and I can try to, get this. What is it? The Pink Tape. What was the last thing she put out?
The Pink Print.
The Pink Print. Yeah. So I can try to get this. Pink Print
No, that wasn't the last one. Pink Print was that Anaconda and all that?
I
I can't remember.
Whatever the last album was. But yeah. Yeah, I know.
we'll move on to the L's. We'll talk about Saquon's wife.
Pink Friday 2
Pink Friday too.
was her last album.
So Saquon Barkley's wife got got Twitter doxxed. Got some old tweets from her. Let me see if I can pull them up here. See, very aggressive against Raven Simone and the Cheetah Girls.
That's strange.
Very aggressive. It's a weird target for
It is.
racism.
I agree.
Let's see.
Was she mad that the white girl left?
No.
That's the only
Hold on.
racist
Let me see what
standpoint
she
I feel like you can
said
give.
here.
Actually,
Boom.
did she leave? No, they got rid of the black girl for the white girl. So why would you be mad at? They were 3LW with Notori Norton.
Oh, I forgot that was 3LW. Yes,
Yeah.
you're right.
They were 3LW with Notori
They got
Norton.
in there
And they got rid of
and
Notori
picked up the
Norton,
white girl. Yeah.
and then picked up the white girl and became Cheetah Girls.
Replacing the Disney movie.
Prometheus.
Replace a Disney movie. Replace a Disney movie with nigga. Is
that the
the
original tweet?
hashtag? Yeah, there we go. Yep. Replace a Disney movie with nigga. So the
Okay,
cheetah
so
niggas.
that's already something she should not be tweeting about.
Oh, it was a long time ago. She was a kid, so it doesn't matter anymore.
No,
It was back in 2012 when she was an adolescent, so she's not racist.
wait, she was 12?
No, it was in 2012.
Oh.
So
I
however,
was like, she was 12. tweeting
however
about this
old
shit?
she was in 2012,
Okay,
a teenager presumably.
sure.
Yeah. So obviously not racist, right? Because
No.
you kind of lose that kind of stuff. It sheds off.
No.
Where we go? What was the next one? You're right. Oh, somebody corrected her. Instead of saying cheetah nigga, she put cheetah niggers. Right?
She put that?
No, someone corrected her and said that. And then she
Okay.
goes back and says, you're right.
I knew
The
it.
cheetah girls, plural, equals cheetah niggas. Right? Let's get to some
There was a
more.
white girl in that group.
I ain't saying she a gold digger. She ain't messing with no broke.
And she probably put hard R.
Let me see.
Hardy
It's
R.
read it out, so it's really hard to tell whether it's the ER or the AS. I think this one is the AS. Here we go. I thoroughly enjoy calling my mom nigga.
I thoroughly enjoy. Yo.
That was in the back half of
Yo.
2013. She was maturing.
Yo.
We were maturing.
Relax.
I thought this was all in 2012. This was the back half of 2023.
No. I
2013.
thoroughly enjoy. You told that to people out loud with your Twitter.
On the internet. Yeah.
Yeah, publicly.
Full chested. Ew. Yucky. Saquon. What's up, dog? What is up?
What was I watching? I'm gonna have to remember.
I don't remember,
I
dog.
watched something, and the dude. Oh, it's Theo Vaughn and Antonio Brown.
That is insane that you brought up Theo Vaughn.
Why?
So I'm giving Pornhub an L.
Yikes.
And I got the reason why I'm giving a Pornhub an L from an appearance from, what is her name? Layla Mickelwaite. She's got some interesting information about Pornhub that comes by way of the Theo Vaughn podcast. So let's just listen to what she has to say.
Crime scene. In under 10 minutes, anybody can upload a video, and they were not checking age, they were not checking ID to make sure that these are not children in the videos. They're not verifying consent to make sure that these are not rape or trafficking victims.
Which I'm gonna be honest with you. Let me pause real fast. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that porn sites do that, but it makes sense now that I'm thinking about it that they do. Because why would you just want a bunch of sexual assaults?
There was a huge thing with the hub and not doing that for a while.
Got it. Well, let's hear some
I feel
more.
like they made a documentary about it.
Against pornography. It's against sex trafficking, people illegally filming people, filming drugged people, no verification of age, all of these crimes, basically. Right. In fact, some of the most helpful allies in this fight have been those in the porn industry. One of the stories that came up at late 2019 was a story of a 15-year-old girl, and she was from Broward County, Florida, and she was missing for an entire
Black.
year,
Gotta
and
be
she
black
was
from
finally
Broward County.
found in 58 videos being abused for profit. At the same time, there was an investigation that was released by the London Sunday Times, and they had found dozens of illegal videos on Pornhub within minutes, even children as young as 3. I realized
So again, just so if you didn't catch it there, they found this little girl from Broward County on Pornhub. That's how they discovered her, right? That's how they found her. And through finding her, within minutes of searching the accounts that where she was popping up on, also found tons and tons of videos of more underage individuals coming in as young as 3. I couldn't imagine being on one of these sites, just trying to keep it real, and then seeing a actual child, like a 3-year-old on there, and being like, "Yo, what?" Like, I
I have never, but the fact that there's so much of it on there is kind of mind blowing. But then you think about how these websites are set up and how algorithmically pleasing they are to the individual using them, and to think that there's that many sick ass individuals that'll be looking out for that content. Number one, number two, are actively like being fed it by this company. And that's where the second half of this, the more important part of it to me comes in, where they start talking about the company that actually owns Pornhub. Oh, let me see if I can move forward a bit here.
Dominated by one company. That company was called MindGeek. They rebranded to ILO to try to escape their reputation as peddlers of crime. And just to give you a little bit of context for how big Pornhub and its parent company are, who are making all of this money, they had grown to be the 5th most visited website in the entire world. Unbelievable. This site is infested with videos of rape, trafficking, non-consensual content. So they had 1,800 employees. They hired one person 5 days a week to be reviewing videos flagged by users as terms of service violations, including rape and
one person?
abuse. One person. They had a policy where they wouldn't even review a video unless it was flagged 15 times.
Yeah, Pornhub's a pedo network. They're a pedo network. Like, I don't know how else to break that down. So not only do you have one person reviewing the flags, like just one in the entire company, right? But then it has to be flagged 15 times. Like, there's got to be better porn sites to use. There's got to be some porn sites that aren't peddling child filth, right? Like, this is not just the industry standard.
I feel like they're, if I'm not mistaken, the people who own Pornhub also own like a lot of the major sites or whatever. And so that's why they get so many like exclusives or whatever. I feel like I watched a documentary on Netflix on this and I can't remember now.
This shit is insane, yo. This shit is fucking crazy. This actively peddling child filth. I again, have never actively seen it, so it's kind of unbelievable to think that like they're just selling, like they're a reputable company. Obviously, like people know who Pornhub are. They're not just like a black site. It's like a legit company that's actively selling child. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah,
nuts.
Yeah.
All right, moving on from the hub.
Hold on one second.
Yep. No, you good. I gotta plug my phone anyways. Let's get that. A little bit left here, folks. Get out of here for the Super Bowl.
Damn, even fuck the Super Bowl.
Oh, I know we got watchers. We got NFL watchers.
I ain't watching no Super Bowl. When Kendrick come on?
Anywho, yeah, no, actually, that
I was gonna say, why you just say anywho to that?
No, precisely. That's exactly what I'm waiting on. Target is getting my next L. Target, in lieu of them cutting their DEI programs for the product sourcing that they had going on. Obviously, news of the boycott broke out when national went viral. A lot of people are, sticking to it. That has shown up in their stock price, right? And how that's reflected.
I've realized how little I actually go to Target throughout all this because I've been actively boycotting.
But and it hasn't hurt it at all, huh? It
hasn't changed anything.
So the shareholders, stockholders or shareholders, same thing, of the company of Target are now suing the corporation.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. They are suing the corporation because this decision to cut that program was erroneous, and it was to counter a political move, obviously. But now it's costing them money. It's like, well, why? Why are we doing this?
They were proposed, I think, those cutbacks on DEI, but weren't given the information that this would probably
affect
eventually
their
cause boycotts and stuff.
It's no different than when Disney took that political stance against Ron DeSantis over the gay bill, right? And it cost them money. It cost them regency over Reedy Creek, the district in which they operate out of. it's similar here. Target took a stance that tried to align politically with who they thought was going to be best for them business wise, and they made a miscalculation. And so now they'll have to not just reap the economic constraint of being boycotted, but also have to be fighting internal turmoil over with your shareholders, which is the last person you want to be answering questions like that to. So good luck, Tarjay. Good luck. Cat Williams gets an L from me. So did you see the rant, the MAGA rant, the go back to your country rant from Cat Williams? You didn't see that?
No.
Apparently he had a Mexican heckler. Mexican heckler is crazy. A Mexican heckler, an individual from Mexico who decided to heckle Cat Williams, which is a mistake in itself.
Sure.
I never understand why people in the crowds of comedy shows choose to go back and forth with the person who has the microphone. Find anyone in this motherfucker to argue with. I mean, any number of people to go back and forth with. There have to be literally hundreds of individuals within this venue for you to talk shit to, make a joke at, scream at, fight with, go back and forth as much as you want. There's one person in this entire building that you probably shouldn't get into a verbal back and forth with, is the person holding the microphone.
I understand it when you're drunk, like really.
No, I don't get it. You're still there to see them. You paid money to go see them. What would make it okay for you to argue back and forth?
Oh, nothing makes it okay. I just think your inhibitions are gone, and so you're not making sense at that point.
So this individual obviously got what he got coming to him, but also got it in a way that I didn't feel like was necessary, and got it in a way that Cat Williams had previously talked out against. Now, if you can remember old Holier Than Thou Cat Williams in the aftermath of the Shannon Sharp interview, he was talking about comedians getting caught up in controversy, right? And here go Cat Williams. If you have to offend people, I just don't think that that's comedy. Comedy is supposed to make people laugh. If you have to piss people off and say something offensive to them, that's not comedy. You're not doing comedy. If you have to insult people or something or another, it was along those lines, right? So now I'm listening to Cat Williams, and he was on the right track. It was okay. USA, it's funny. But then like it actually got into like some Republican MAGA anti-immigration shit. Like some, if you don't like it in this country, get out. Well, I'm not too fond of this country. Like, I'm from here, and I'm not too fond of the way things go down here.
Guys.
Not too fond of the way that we exert our power internationally. I'm not too fond of the way that we deal with individuals of lower stature or lower place. I'm not very fond of this country. You gonna tell me get the fuck out too? No, fuck you. I'm here, boy.
Yeah,
bred here, American.
Thanks.
Like I'm never gonna sit up here and completely get on the whole nationalist ride of it all in terms of immigration. I understand where there are conflicts. I understand where it may run counter to the advancement of my people here. At the same time, he felt like he turned into a whole red, white, and blue patriot, and I have never gotten that from Cat Williams.
Yeah, no, never.
I don't know where that shit came from. Get out, go back to your shit old country. Like, I know where you don't want to be is Mexico. And I was like, oh, man, so the entire country of Mexico just came at your head top? Like,
that's insane.
The entire country got to catch a stray from you. Better yet, all immigrants everywhere got to catch a stray from you because this asshole.
Yeah.
So you doing the very same thing that you tried to come at Dave Chappelle at over the trans stuff. The same stuff that you were trying to come at other comedians over, and you called them talentless, and you told them that they didn't need to do that. Now you got your 15 minutes of fame back, and all of that holier than thou truth teller bullshit is being shed. So let me know, does the guy who was fighting the power and telling us all the truths line up with the MAGA talking points? Is that the same person? Can you be the same person at the same time? Can you be a xenophobe and a truth teller at the same time? Can you fight power and also be pro deportation at the same time? I'm not asking you to be either one. Just stop faking.
Or be consistent.
Like stop trying to project yourself as something that you're not.
Yeah. I tried to make a poll in the chat. I want to know if you work on these voices in the mirror and during the week. That's the thing. That's the thing, right?
The Cat Williams.
Yeah.
Cat is very easy to do. He has a very distinct voice. You know, you hear him talk for a few moments, and it's very easy to emulate.
Nope. I'm asking chat.
No, I don't practice them in the mirror.
Chat. He definitely works on his impressions throughout the week in the mirror.
It's not a thing.
Let me know, yes or no, if y'all agree.
Definitely not
in the
a
chat.
thing. Oh, somebody just got cast as Booster Gold. Who was that? No, Riza Islam. Hold on. Sean William Scott.
No.
Sean William
No.
Scott is going to be Booster Gold in James
There's
Gunn's
no
DC
way.
universe. You're telling me
I haven't even heard
James
that name.
Gunn is going to make a TV show starring Sean William Scott versus about a superhero character that nobody knows about?
I haven't heard that name since Dude, Where's My Car?
Or American Pie, one of the American Pies.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sean William Scott. We'll see if it works out. All right.
Actually, no, he was in that movie with The Rock.
The Rundown.
Yeah, well, I think that all still is around
Within the same
time.
within the same verse. Yep. All right, two more. First L I got, first of the last two, excuse me. Amanda Seals. Stop talking about Issa Rae. Stop talking about Insecure. Matter of fact, I want you to stop talking about anything that happened in your life prior to 2019. I don't care. I've heard it all. We've been through it. We know who you don't like. We know how you feel. We're going forward now. I don't ever want to hear her mention Issa Rae's name again. I just don't. You're no longer in a mode of protecting her, right? You're not protecting her anymore. You're not covering for her anymore. Okay, there's no more that I want to hear about the inner workings of Insecure. I don't give a shit. I have the sneaky suspicion that you were at least 50%, like we starting at 50% and working our way up. At fault for how that situation unraveled. Every time I hear you talk about another instance of this situation, it gets worse for you. Now, apparently, y'all was at a table read. She asked you why you were asking a certain question. You popped off at her and told her that she wasn't going to talk to you like that. And then she tried to fight you, and you said that y'all wasn't going to fight. That is the latest addition to this story. They were at a table read for the last season. She was asking a question of, innocently. She had to have been so innocent in asking her a question, right? Asking her question about the character and why they would do something. Issa Rae responded to her probably not the way that she wanted to be responded to. You popped off the way that I know that you pop off because we see it. You literally crash out anytime you're talking about this shit. Issa Rae told you to squabble up and you didn't want none.
It went left when she asked, or when she said, "You're not going to talk to me that way."
Yes.
That's where it went left.
Pretty much.
I mean, yes, maybe
because I can't take it on Amanda's word that whatever Issa Rae said to her was truly disrespectful, because I've literally heard you walk through situations where you weren't being disrespected and you were taking it as disrespect.
Here's why I say that's where it went left, because at that point you could have been the bigger person and said, "All right, I'm de-escalating this situation," and you decided to double down into it.
You want to hear her reasoning for why she popped off? I'm your employee. I'm your elder. And there was a third reason. It was equally as stupid. Like, I'm your elder. Girl, you can't be no more than a few months, maybe a year older than Issa Rae.
No,
like, come on, man. Like, you not her grandma.
Right.
You ain't old enough to be her mama. Don't call her a fucking. He's my elder then.
I'm not his elder.
Fuck.
I'm his OG.
That's not a thing. But
his OG.
I am very tired of hearing her talk about Insecure. She sounds very bitter. She sounds even more bitter every time she talks about it. I don't hear anyone else off of that cast taking up for her defense, coming in for her. In fact, Issa's silence was the most generous thing that she got from the cast and crew in regards to her troubles from Insecure, at least that I could ascertain publicly. And now that she's totally burned that bridge, there's nothing. There is no positive feedback coming from the things that she says. There is no positive corroboration of the things that she says in relation to how she was treated. on Insecure. So I just really like to stop talking about it, fam.
Oh, for sure.
Do the job that you have now. Aren't you still working with iHeart?
No, she's Urban One.
Urban One. Okay, got you. Yeah, do your job.
She's like half of Urban One's like podcast. team,
Do
too.
your job,
It's crazy.
fam, before they find someone else to spearhead it. Because I can't imagine you're being very effective right now.
Urban One, if you're looking for other podcasts.
You
What
feel
up?
me? Last L I got is going out to Kevin Durant. According to Brian Windhorst and Shams Charania, before the Jimmy Butler trade, there was a three-team trade that would have sent KD back to the Warriors
Mm-hmm.
that KD nixed in lieu of staying on the Phoenix Suns,
Yeah, because he
who are well with under
He
500
didn't want
right
to be
now.
number 2 to Steph.
Dog, I don't have anything left for Kevin Durant. If you seen me on Pantheon this Thursday, I argued up and down with KD. I felt like we argued with him up and down about KD. I feel like KD had an opportunity to take LeBron's path or his ascension, right, to
Oh, of
be the
course.
player of this generation, and the level to which he underdelivered or kind of, what's another word for that? Underachieved is crazy.
Slacked.
Crazy. Think about where we were in 2017, even after 2018.
Mhm.
Think about where we were after 2018.
Mhm.
KD had just got done whooping LeBron's ass in the finals 2 years in a row. And not just that he used his crazy offense that he was a part of to do it. No. I am the finals MVP. I averaged the most points. I guarded LeBron 90 feet every fourth quarter. I went out and proved that I was the best in the world. What do? You come back, you leave the Warriors, you go to the Nets with Kyrie. You have that one good season. I gave him that one good MVP season, the foot on the line season, where they lost to Giannis and them. I'll give him that.
Mhm.
Everything outside of that season has been underachievement. The very next year with the Nets is a disaster. Behind a lot of the personnel moves and coaching moves that you spearheaded with homeboy.
You with Kyrie. Yeah.
You and Kyrie spearheaded, right? Then that whole thing blows up. All right, now I'm in Phoenix. It totally rework your roster. Get Cam Johnson out of here. Get Miles Bridges out. Not Miles
Bradley
Bridges.
Beal.
Mikal Bridges out of
Bridges,
here.
yeah.
Get me Bradley Beal. It's not like we can play with these young players, get a big add to the bench and run out with that. Me and Book. No. I need a fucking super team. Even though I left 2 super teams. Even though I just left a super team. Hey, Brooklyn, why don't you go trade for fucking James Harden? That's a great idea, right? Go get James Harden, please. So I can leave him on here on the roster and leave me and Kyrie gonna be fucking out of here. Then I'm gonna do the same thing to the Phoenix Suns. Only I'm just gonna run this franchise down to the ground, expend all their resources out on max players, and then not even leave when it's time for me to leave. This time, there's the plot twist. At least at the other 2 times, he left and gave them a chance to rebuild. He's not even leaving now.
So what you're saying is he is actually better than LeBron at LeBron's game.
No, he's decidedly worse.
No.
LeBron was in the finals every year for 9 years in a row.
But he is better at
KD hasn't come close to that.
According to what you say about LeBron, he is better at destroying teams.
LeBron, at very least, if he's reached critical mass and there's nothing else to milk out of the franchise, he'll move on. I don't know what he thinks he's ever going to get out of Phoenix. 2 coaches later, right? Bradley Beal still there.
Yeah.
And your team's no better for it. But I don't want to go with the Warriors because they made me work hard and Draymond yells at me. Dog, put a pad on. Put a pad on.
Draymond might punch me at this point.
Yeah, Draymond might call me a B word again and my feelings might get hurt.
He might sock me because I didn't come here with a haircut.
Kevin Durant is the best commercial for Tampax.
Agreed.
Anyways, that's it for me.
First of all, shout out to all the people who are watching us on their phone because they're also probably watching the Super Bowl.
Appreciate that.
I've come to terms with the Jimmy trade. Getting KD would have costed us both of our wings. Wiggins and what are the wings?
Yeah, but are you anywhere near as good as you would have been with Kevin Durant with Jimmy Butler? I don't think you're. I think you're better. You're not that much better with Jimmy Butler though.
Facts. DeMarcus Vaughn gave us another $2 and said, who took a W between 50 or Rick Ross?
Appreciate you, dog.
Both of them lost. I'll be honest with you. I don't think either one of them should be engaging in a beef over who's Big Meech's friend.
Right,
more.
who's taking a picture with Big Meech is crazy. It's nuts.
Mad
It's a
crazy.
bit
And the
much.
fact that 50 is wilding out over this whole situation.
Continuing this beef with his son so publicly is also nuts. But
Yeah, the whole thing is just an L for
pretty
him.
dumb.
And I can't give Rick Ross a dub for this situation because all they did was take a picture.
Really?
And then also I wanted to ask you, DeMarcus Vaughn also asked, who do y'all think is a better commentator, Tony Romo or Tom Brady? I think
Romo right now.
Tom Brady's a little too.
Ask me in a year. Yeah, ask me in a year.
Well, first of all, I don't even watch the NFL to know, but the answer is Tony Romo for now, like he said, because it's too early.
Yeah.
Plus, Tom Brady doesn't have a personality.
Did we wrap up back of the
didn't.
bus?
We
Or not
didn't.
back of the bus, behind the
Business
cape? I don't think we gave
We did it for Behind the Cape.
like a send out.
Mhm.
Did we? Okay.
Yeah, because I said something about the playlist.
Well, that's all we got there for
no,
W's and
sorry.
nails.
No, that was for Invincible.
That was for Invincible. Yeah, we definitely did not do one for Behind the Cape. Doesn't matter. We'll do it after.
All right.
Go ahead and give us your dubs and nails in the prompt below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe for our dubs and nails. Let us know what you thought. We'll be here next Sunday for another one, or catch us on the replay on Wednesdays.
Facts. Make sure you check out our playlist full of dubs and L's from previous weeks. See what we talked about in previous weeks, like when we talked about the Luka trade, or when we talked about the Weekend album and all sorts of stuff from last week. So make sure you check that out. And then also, like he said, make sure you subscribe. We like to do this every Wednesday at 10. And we like to do this live stream thing every Sunday, roughly 4:30, somewhere around there. All right, chat.
It's been real. I'm going to get off of here and get ready for this halftime show. Y'all enjoy.
I don't even care about the game itself.
Good luck to Eagle fans.
Good luck to Chiefs fans and
Shout out to
Eagles
Brandon
fans
Graham.
from me. I don't care. Shout out to Kendrick fans.
Woke up looking for the broccoli, hot meat, keep my horn on me, duck on my seat.
Wearing the house shoes while you do that is very West Coast of you.
I get off on my feet.
Blue house shoes at that.
It makes me dance.
Yikes.
We got the music.
Now here's your chance.